Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. I know it has been a while since you have seen a stream on this channel. Hopefully that is going to change soon. Lots going on still in my lives, but I got my two favorites on here. I got, of course, Quarter Life Jammy Jam Jam, and of course, Jet Groove. So
You
we're here
know,
to talk about Disney Plus's Miss Marvel. What we thought about it, what we think about some of the surprises that came out at the end of it with the season finale, and do we think it's going to get a season 2? Honestly, I can answer that question right now. Probably not, because for some reason Disney Plus just is just like they build you up and they're like, "Hey, you want the show, right?" And then you're like,
that
"Yeah."
happened so
I'm
fast.
saying, do you need to ask
No,
really?
There was no
There
speculation.
was nothing. They were
there's
like,
no, not even hesitation there. Nope. The answer is no. No pass go. So, all right, but so I'm gonna pass it over to my two ATN co-hosts. It's very rare that all three of us are together, which is very
Yeah, this doesn't happen
um
often.
very, especially since you two are married. I'm like the odd man out. So, guys, let's talk about
Maria, if you
you.
want to be
I was gonna say,
involved,
if you want to be married to us, I mean, bring River, and like we can.
hey, bills gotta get paid.
That's
That's all
true.
I care about.
I mean, you're not wrong. So, so what did you guys think about Miss Marvel? I know it was very different from the comics, and we can talk about that. But just looking at all 6 episodes, what was your opinion of the show?
First off, y'all can talk about how different it is from the comics, because you two are the most in-depth comic book. Well, I won't say the most in-depth that I know, comic book nerds.
Yeah, I'm not.
I,
I'm not the strongest, especially on Miss Marvel, but I do know of. I know it wasn't accurate,
but I
but
did enjoy. Overall, I
No one
enjoyed the
accurate.
show. I
Okay.
think,
So, were there any things that was there anything about it that you thought, throw out the comic books? Anything about it that you thought could have been done better?
um. Oh, okay. This is just me, and this has nothing to do with comics or anything. But it's just the the teenageness of it all. And this is coming from a person who, I was a teenager once. I was a female once. Still,
once
still am.
I was wondering.
But I don't know. It moved a little bit like slower for me because of all like the teenage drama, I guess. But I also can't fault that because that's her fucking life. Um, but it was also weird considering how her just the way her mom like at first just didn't support her at all, and then it turns around like, oh, I'm gonna support you, but now the dad's like, I don't know about this, Kamala. When he was like super like supportive in the beginning, it's like, are you really sure that you want to do this? But it was very fun. It was a very fun show, like overall. I think my favorite part out of the whole thing was not necessarily anything that she did, but no, it's related to something she did. Was when she dropped the fucking kid, and then
The little boy.
yeah. And then at the end, yeah, I don't know where that was with me. Maybe I was just a beta test. I think
That was a beta test. I mean, he wasn't wrong.
that was my
Mm.
favorite part out of the whole.
I did love that part. I did love that part. There were a lot of moments, like there are a lot of side characters that had their moment to shine. That actually, it wasn't really like it was filler, but it was more like they needed something else to do other than have Kamala just talk about her grandmother and what's going on with everybody wants the bangle, blah blah blah. Which, by the way, the bangle is not a thing in the comics.
It's not
And
at
I get
all.
why. I get why they used it because the MCU has not introduced, the Terrigen bomb. We didn't have any of this. We didn't have,
No.
Black Bolt. We didn't have any of this stuff in the
But then
MCU.
again, we're
I
playing
get it.
with like because
I'm
there were
gonna say
two
what?
other missing
Why did they use the bangle?
because they need a reason.
I think they wanted to have something to connect her to her grandmother or great grandmother.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Something that can be
I feel
passed
like that
through
could have
the
been done
generation. Kind of like how
another way.
Shang-Chi is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a
Yeah.
good way of looking at it.
yeah. I just
'Cause
feel like, though, I mean, we're losing out because if you look at it, this is just my perspective. This is more comic booky. I'm sorry, because I gotta say something every now and then. I can't help it. It's who I am. They introduce characters like we have Cameron, who ends up getting these powers because his mother possessed him. By the way, that is not his mother in the comics. So that all of this is completely retcon from Earth 616. But Cameron also is a I will say victim and receiver of powers from the Terrigen bomb. But in this, like, it seems like they both have, or they made it seem like they had, very organic ways of getting these powers. Like, she got it through a bangle, he got it from his mom possessing him because, of course, his mother wasn't from this realm or this, reality dimension, whatever. So, like, what's interesting to me though is that we went through all this stuff and we had the bangle, and it's like, okay, we get used to the fact that this girl has a prodigy at using this bangle. She has a connection to this bangle. That's why she's able to use it so quickly, blah, blah, blah. But then at the end of the series, after the credits, they did something, and I was like, "Ah, shit!" All I heard was, I was like, "No, they are not." And they basically, Bruno, her friend Bruno, who's in the series,
we don't talk about Bruno.
I'll get to that in a second. We don't talk about Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Like, oh yeah, I analyzed your DNA, and guess what? You're not like your family. Your stuff is different. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna drop the car. But as they played that little X-Men, everyone said it's from the franchise. It's from the animated series, the 90s series. That's the theme song. I know it. I got it in my brain. And I'm like, they made this girl a damn mutant. She is officially a called out mutant of the MCU.
We discussed that like at the end, because he said something like there's something wrong with your genes or whatever the fuck he said, and Groove was like you know what that means, right? I'm like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not going to say it.
You know what it means.
Yeah, I know what it means. It's just so bizarre because also we've been promised so much like crossover to do with X-Men and then just nothing. And so this was kind of, well, not just with not with Ms. Marvel, but in other aspects of the MCU. But at this point I was just like, they're gonna fucking weasel it in, and that's, I don't know if it's
but you know what though?
But what do I know?
Okay, so let's lay it on the line, because it's funny to me. It's hilarious. So if they got Miss Marvel being this way, with no longer being an inhuman, basically, now she's a mutant. Now she's part of the X-Men. She's
part of the Marvels.
It's so stupid. You know what though?
I was like, how? I mean, that's what they're doing though, Groove. Think about this. Put this in perspective. So like everybody that's pre the announcement that we're getting mutants, that were whole ass mutants in the comics are not mutants. So Scarlet Witch is not a mutant. Quicksilver, not a mutant. So like they're test tube babies basically by Red Skull. But then here you got actual people who were not mutants. They're now all of a sudden mutants. So now you can go around and say, "Who, Ant-Man? Are you a mutant?" It's like MCU, throw a mutant tag around just like for everybody. You get to be a mutant, and you get to be a mutant, and you get to be a mutant.
To be honest, out of all of the Marvel properties, this is the most fun failure I've ever watched, and I say that with love. I mean it, because let's think about it. All right, so okay. I'm getting my mind together. Sorry. They thought Spider-Man was a mutant. Miss Marvel, there have been three. There have been three of them. Kamala Khan's the third one. So this Miss Marvel has actually worked with Miles Morales in the comics. So I wonder if they're gonna try to cross over that, because by now, Tom Holland is getting probably tired of being Spider-Man. He probably isn't. He's really excited.
He's gonna cash that check for the rest of 20 years. He's not tired. Which will be slipping to the bank. Which will
also bring into the question, like, where and we say this all the time, where the fuck is everybody else in these movies, in these shows?
Well, remember, they're in Jersey. They're not in New York.
The fate of the world, though, Groove. I don't give a damn if you're in Jersey or Idaho. If the fate of the world, somebody better fly somewhere.
Oh damn, how long is that trip? They have freaking ships that could go across country. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
When I first saw her use her stretch powers, it was like some weird extra shit. That wasn't just her body stretching. My brain was like, all right, shut up what you know. This is not the comic.
She became the Hulk. I mean, in season finale, she was literally the Hulk.
Yes.
Like, I guess they're trying to show you how her powers can actually be OP. But at the same time, now we should have known they were going to go this route, because remember, early on in the season, it was already said to her that the Bengal basically could only awaken because of what's inside her. It wasn't the Bengal just gave her abilities. She never really just researched it because Kamala was like, okay, cool. What can I do with this thing? I want to be a hero. She's like, I'm a hero. I'm a hero. She doesn't think logically like that. So, Bruno's like, maybe we should study this. I'm
just going to go out onto rooftops and start jumping off of them. Like, I don't know if that's the wisest idea.
I can't lie. I did appreciate
Tobey Maguire do it in the original Spider-Man movie because she thought, hey, why not?
I did appreciate the fact.
I will say though, I did like the effects. I will say, and this is something, I guess it's only because it's 6 episodes. She learned to fight really quick because she didn't have any fight.
Yes, didn't she?
And no fight training.
Jesus Christ.
She learned to fight. She learned how to pack a punch.
Look, she was doing better than Moon Knight. She was doing better than Moon Knight.
Like, I didn't see her go to the gym once, and yet she was just
not once
killing it.
Yep. So I was very impressed with the fact that this child was doing better than Moon Knight.
She can fly. She can fight. She can.
And so let's talk about some little details also in the show. So remember in the episode where her mother talked about how she was ashamed of her grandmother and she was kind of like ostracized because of something she quote unquote did. And so did you not find it strange? And I know they needed to do this to move the plot forward. They had to go to Pakistan. But didn't her mother say she completely wiped her hands of her grandmother and all this situation? She really wanted to get along with her mother. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, well, Kamala decides she wants to go visit her mother because, she's like, she's like wanting to see them. I guess she's not doing well. So all of a sudden they're on a plane. And I'm like, I don't know about you. That's not how that worked in my house growing up. When my parents said shit, it was just like, that was it. So I thought that was really interesting how they moved the plot like that.
They were just like, oh, Kamala wants to go see her, grandma. Okay, I'll go with her. And, I guess it had to happen for her to figure out her roots and, for the mom and grandma to like get connected again. But that seemed pretty freaking quick for you to be like, I just can't stand my mother and I'm done with her. To Mom, let me look at your leg. Oh, I love you so much. Oh my God. Like that was bizarre. I'm hot. I'm gonna cut the AC off.
It was really rough. And she had cousins too. Yeah. Kamala's cousins were just very, very shitty. Like they were supposed to be showing her around. And she's like,
honestly,
hey, train. They're like, peace out. You go do you. I got a coffee date. We gotta go hang out with people at the cafe.
I will say this straight up. There were very pretty women in this show. Oh my goodness. Like for the Indian or the Indian portion, they were so pretty. And when we were watching, we were just like, oh my God, so many pretty ass aunties in this show.
See,
oh my God.
This is why I'm so cute, because guess what? 13% Pakistani on my 23andMe.
What?
Okay, so you want to brag? Just brag. Brag if you must. Brag, Maria.
I'm bragging. Look, it's all I got. I got this like jaundice yellow skin color going on. You got to
stop saying that shit.
Because people say it to me. Anyway,
I don't say it to you. They don't say it to you.
You're in the minority.
Saying it.
In the minority. Hell, my doctor said it to me.
Minority.
Shut your pretty face ass up. Be quiet, jaundice. Stop that. You're not sick.
And then you call me jaundice. Anyway. Just because you got the cool caramel skin, I ain't got it. That's fine. Be that way.
All right, Maria, you are loved. Stop saying you have jaundice. Jaundice skin. I
appreciate it.
Can we just appreciate all three skin tones on here?
I know, right? See, guys, black comes in so many
we look
colors.
Like that. You know what? We look like that Crayola thing. The Crayola came out with colors of the world.
Yeah, I remember.
We look like the colors of the world box. I love it.
Just so you guys know.
And you know what, guys? I whole ass bought one. I'll have to get River. I sure as hell got the color pencils.
See, guys, this is 3 shades of black. Anyway. You see this? 3 shades of black. And there are way more than 3 shades. So
Which
You
is
never knew.
The
I got
show
the
does
box.
really well with diversity.
I
So
got
hey,
the box.
diverse show, diverse group.
She said it.
Well, okay, I will say this is something I heard about Miss Marvel that you probably, I mean, if you're not a voice actor, you're probably not going to hear this conversation. But there are right now in the voiceover world of your favorite video games and anime, yada, yada, they're all about representation and authenticity. So, like, a lot of the actors who are Pakistani, they were kind of like, that's not how you say Kamala. And they were like really like in their feelings about how a certain words and
They're
names
right though. It's
were
not how you say it.
pronounced. And I thought about it. I'm like, technically, it's true. This is pretty
Yeah.
much the bastardized English version of how you would say these names, but it's for an American audience because maybe they feel like some of us can't ever say these names.
I mean, it's the same reason
I mean,
why
look what
they
they do with
changed.
anime. They changed it.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say it's the same reason why they changed Laura Croft to Lara Croft because they didn't think that we would be
Say it
able to
again.
pronounce it.
Say it again.
Why?
Lara Croft. Say
Lara
it.
Croft.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You're pretty
British
good with
accent 101,
accents.
guys.
I know I singled it out. And
yeah,
Maria can do a native British accent.
That's who's my first accent was British.
Yeah, I know.
People don't know that. People don't know that. People made fun of my funny voice, so I stopped using it. Which is why I made this bastardized version of Midwestern meets Southern accent that I got going on. And you only hear the Southern when I say y'all.
Actually, and I will say this about the show. And I said the women are pretty. Honestly, almost everybody in that show was super fucking attractive. And it's weird. Like everybody, every Indian person was just like
with MCU.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you have to be gorgeous.
You have to be like, God, where
they
they
had the one girl,
people?
the mixed girl that I was very impressed with. Her friend. Oh, hold on. Because you know her name just went right out of my head when I said it. What was her name? What was her name? Nakia. Yeah, thank you. Because Takesha was the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Because remember,
she was beautiful.
She was gorgeous.
Yep, and I effing love their wedding scene. I love how her.
Did you just? Oh my god!
I was like, what?
Yo, but then they had the friend. Okay, let's talk about this because I love this. The white boy who was in it, and
Bruno, as you just said,
Bruno.
talk about him.
I just wanted to say his name. Why I say his name? Porque Silencio Bruno. Like I went from Spanish to Italian. Anyway, so. He learned their language. He helped the dad and put it in the target language. That was the coolest dude. I swear to God. That was the coolest white boy I've ever seen.
So let me tell you how that is.
He was in there and he was dancing with him.
Years old.
It was amazing.
I'm gonna give you the secret. Groove.
All right.
I can say this as a whole ass bisexual. It's the power of the JJ. He wanted Kamala.
Yep.
That's what did it.
What it is. And when you're in a relationship of any kind, when you have a partner that speaks a different language, hence my spouse is Korean American, I'm reading Hangul. Just saying. Just saying.
You know what's weird about how you say that too? Because like my wife is now trying to learn Spanish and Creole to keep up with me.
Well, Spanish and Creole to keep up with
what it is.
And I have a Puerto Rican friend, so I'm just like, I need to learn some things.
You do know I also speak Portuguese. You want to do that one too?
Like one at a time.
Eu falo português.
I'm still grasping English one at a time.
Okay.
Well, now I'm telling you, Bruno was all in. I mean, think about it. We don't know how long they've known each other, but they've been childhood friends. So, I mean, he's been in their house. And from what it seems like, he doesn't have his own family. His parents are either dead or gone. So he's pretty much an orphan as far as I can see. So that's why he works and he lives above.
Did he make a mention?
Shop he works at.
Did he make a mention about his dad too?
I think so.
I don't know if he mentioned his dad specifically. He might have. I just know that he said that he was alone too. When Kamran came, remember he said,
it was. You know what?
And I'm alone. He's like, I didn't have any family either. So
his dad was.
He always lived at Kamala's house. Of course, he's gonna learn. He's gonna pick something up. He's always bringing inventions up. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: Bruno has no money. He works at a convenience store, but he has better tech than Iron Man. Like he got stuff going on in the house. From like, think what he could do if he had Iron Man's money. If he had Tony Stark's money, he was making all kinds of shit.
He's so smart and is so like the moment he's like, oh, well, I can do this and this and this and this, and we can try blah 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 blah. I'm like, dude, you're in high school. Like, go. Like, what is this? Like, how are you this smart? And why are you in like somebody's freaking like laboratory somewhere right now?
The questions you
Well, I
ask.
think he could have
Hush.
probably graduated early, but he wanted to stay with Kamala because he actually didn't want to go
No, he didn't.
to school in California because he didn't want to. Was he going to MIT? I can't remember where he was going. I forgot where he got into. But I mean, he literally was like, you could see that he's conflicted because
Dude, he was super
into
fucking
Kamala.
intelligent.
And he was like, I don't know if it's in California, and I'll be away from New Jersey. That's not what he was saying. I'll be away from Kamala. That's what he was saying.
That's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah. So
What was with that principle?
and now we still have a love triangle here, even though technically Kamala doesn't realize she's in one, because Bruno is still very much into her, and she has a thing or kind of a crush on Cameron, who went a little crazy in the series. But now he is in hiding. So I don't know. MCU has to have that. Every comic book show or movie has to have the drama. They just gotta
Yeah, but let's talk about how that principal presented that news to him. Like, nigga, what? I'm sorry. Like, what the hell was that? He was a weird guy. He was so weird. He was too open and loose with the students, and it just kind of bugged the shit out of me.
What are you talking about? He was cool. He was cool. I wish I had going to school a principal like him. That guy, he's like, "Do you want to be a failure?" I'm like, this is the best it's gonna get. You want to be a failure? Like, you got to really think about what did he tell the next kid that came in? Don't worry, working at Walmart is not going to be that bad. I mean, there's so many aisles that you can play on.
This is why millennials like myself cannot be principals, because that's something we can't do. Don't tell them kids that. Like, Jesus Christ.
The guy was real. I love how he talked to Kamala. He was just like, he basically like, just don't be you right now.
Yeah.
Just don't be
you. Just straight up. Like,
you. I love Avenger Con. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that was cool. We need that here.
Universe Avenger Con. We need
that here.
Or just
and I love the fact that Kamala was so obsessed, which that tracks in the comics. She was a huge Captain Marvel fan, so that is absolutely true. So that there are elements of it that are very close to the comics, and then there are elements that's kind of like.
For her,
what?
What
so
was like
very much intended.
With Sharon and Carla, they weren't super huge Miss Marvel fans. Not that I remember. And which one was it? Was it Sharon or was it Carla that became She Thing? Hold on.
Oh shit.
But while you guys are talking about that, I'm going to say, so we were talking about Avenger Con. I love the fact that who
Sharon.
was it?
It was Sharon. Go ahead. Sorry.
I love the fact that like Zoe, the
Zoe, that's the social media friend.
Yeah, the social media chick. So she was there, and she expressed like later on, she's like, "Oh, she saved my life," and this, that, and the other. I love the way she protected her, but also it's like, "Oh yeah, she saved my life at AvengerCon." She also put your life in danger at AvengerCon, which is why she ended up saving your life. So I mean, yes and no at the same time.
Yeah, they kind of implied she knew that Kamala was. Well, they kept calling her different names.
Yeah.
But
Kamala.
She almost like
no, they were like the light something. The what? The
hell was the light. It was like I don't know. It was stupid. It's just like when we watched the Flash on the CW and they were calling him the Blur. It's just like okay, whatever. But no, like
because people suck at names.
It's Marvel.
That's what I'm getting here.
Yeah, well, her father ended up naming her because of her name, like the whole definition, which is actually kind of cool when you think about when they broke down the definition of what her actual name, translates to, and then basically said you're a Marvel. We couldn't have kids. I don't know why he threw in Miss Marvel. It could have been Kid Marvel. It could have been Marvel, Girl Marvel, Marvel Girl,
or just be like you're our little Marvel, and that's it. Like, but you're Miss Marvel.
You're our little Marvel.
It's like, wait a minute.
They were like, no, Miss Marvel.
Oh,
But no,
before
I mean that whole naming construct was interesting to me.
a slick
But no, I just
aside.
love how the girl Zoe
Okay.
just automatically like, oh yeah, I knew all the time that she was Miss Marvel. Like, well, bitch, why didn't you say something? Like, so yeah, that. But if you really think about the actual show as a whole, it does do a really good job of showing. Well, I'm not saying this from an expert's point of view because I don't know if this is representing Pakistani culture, but there were a lot of people on the crew that were Pakistani. I think the director was actually Pakistani. I have to go
Really?
back and look.
Hmm.
But
I didn't know
when
that.
you have that much representation, in this one series, it's really interesting when there's still criticism. It's like if you are almost an entire Pakistani crew, the writers or whatever, or the director is Pakistani, and then other Pakistanis are like, that's not right. What does that say about you as a Pakistani?
Yeah.
Like, man.
Well, also
Well,
let's just make sure to note on that note, not one person or not like the few don't speak for the many and vice versa. So like even within the Pakistani communities, like things are different. Things are different in every community. So chill out. It's not like he M. Night Shyamalan anything. So I think we're good.
too soon, Renee. Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Mm-mm.
My bad.
I'm an Avatar lover, and I can't handle that emotionally. That man. Woo. Woo. Mm-mm. So I'm really glad that he was not involved in this project. Let's put it that way, because then he would look exactly like me. I'm like, everybody would look exactly like me in this.
Hey,
Like,
Jam, by the way, small aside. Michael, my little brother, said your stew was fire. He really enjoyed it.
Oh, cool. I put fire into it. So
Yeah.
thank
I just
you.
want to let you know that
He's not
it's-
he's
I had a
not
homemade stew
out
last
here.
night, guys. She put her butt cheeks in it.
I
she
did.
put her budgets in it.
I put both of them.
That's
in
what
it.
that's what my brother says when you like something. He's like, you put your butt
I was
cheeks.
gonna let that be known
There you
on air. I'm gonna let Michael know. Go watch this later on at like 26 minutes in, and a near 27 minutes. Like, hey, I gave a shout out to you, Doc. My little brother, Ace. He highly enjoyed it.
It's like
I love
watching-
Jam's face right now. She's like, and I married this.
it's kind of like watching people on the news that just like come up in the background while the anchor is talking. It's like, oh yeah, shout out to Lil Moon Pie and Dee Dee from down the street. That's kind of how I feel.
Because you got hands in the kitchen.
So
What?
I
Awesome.
can't wait till you two become parents.
It's coming.
Yeah, announcement time, guys. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
you guys probably don't follow them
Well,
on their stuff.
Well, poop.
Are you gonna stand up and show him?
I guess so. I can. So
Yeah, just wanted to segue. Go ahead, girl.
we're having a little jet and jam. So wait, hold up. Oh. Yeah. That's happening.
I'm gonna be a
Uh-huh.
father, y'all.
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
You guys got to
and
see
we're
that
have
nipples
another
and my
strong-
underwear,
even
but
though they
it's okay.
probably are willing to tell you stuff, I'm not gonna let them. I need to be a surprise. So we're not even gonna tell you what the sex is, even though we know what it is.
It's a boy.
Damn, son.
Get over it. He's my son. My son is coming to this world,
guys. I tried.
and it's gonna be amazing.
I tried.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach
I
him all
tried.
the greatness.
I tried.
I'm gonna
Damn, I
teach
tried.
him not just how to fight and mess people up, all the nerdisms,
We're gonna,
all
I
the
was gonna
sci-fi
say,
and fantasy.
We're gonna teach him all the nerds. So his first book that we're reading is the Harry Potter. So I'm reading to him right now. It's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and then we'll move on from there.
And
My
then
mom says it's not like appropriate children's book, but I don't care.
then we're gonna teach him all the genders, all the profiles, everything. He's gonna know. He's gonna know it all. He's gonna be a
No,
smart
you'll never be able
motherfucker.
to talk. You'll never be able to do all the profiles because they're gonna add more later on.
I was
So.
gonna say he's gonna add.
I'm even lost at this point. So, but yeah, you're gonna be the cool parents. I'm very proud. Very, very proud. My daughter grew up on Sailor Moon, so it is what it is. Keep it in family.
It's not a bad uprising.
All right. It's not a bad one. All right. Sorry, guys. I know we're here to talk about Miss Marvel, but I had to segue that in a little bit. Because I'm super excited. I'm probably more excited than they are. That's what's really sad.
Yeah.
They're so damn laid back. I'm like,
We're just like, oh,
they're like,
Like even at work, people were like, "Oh my gosh, did you just say you were pregnant? Or did you just say something about a baby?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm having one." They're like, "Why didn't you say nothing?" It's like, "Oh, because I don't know. Now you know."
Like, have fun.
Oh, and his first anime, Serenity, is going to be Cowboy Bebop.
Of course.
It should be.
Speaking of, I had
Okay, that
amazing voiceover class
that.
with Wendy Lee from
Oh, yeah.
Bebop yesterday. She is effing amazing. Wendy Lee is my Faye is Faye Valentine is amazing. She's an amazing woman. So just had to put it out there. She did a really like inclusive type workshop, and it was amazing. And
she also thought that you were amazing, which is a freaking high compliment.
I really loved her. She's
see.
All right.
Good things all around.
I know. Okay, so now we tooted our own horns. Let's get back to this Marvel. So let's get back to what this means. Her being a mutant. Something that
Damn near forgot.
I know. I'm bringing you back. So, like, I'm having a lot of issues only because, again, I already mentioned there's so many people that were established mutants in the comics and even the animated TV show for X-Men that are not mutants right now. So it's like we got a little taste in the Doctor Strange movie with Xavier, but like, did we really they didn't really just go into the lore
with all mean with all those failures, you mean? Okay, yeah, sure, if that's what you call that. But it's really interesting. I also don't know what to take. I'm not talking about that damn movie. Oh my gosh. But it's really interesting too, because I don't know. So the weird like ending like credit scene where she gets sucked out or like teleported or swapped, you know, whatever word you want to use.
I'm hoping it was swap. Somebody was like, "Oh, yeah, no, totally morphed into it." I'm like, "No, she's not."
No, like, fuck no.
No, that's not what happened.
So I'm wondering, like, 1, how, 2, why, and 3, what the fuck? But like, what is that? Like, what
3 W's?
Yes. So what would the swapping mean in that case? Like, I guess that's where they're teasing to the Marvels right now. But again, is there like a superhero exchange program going on that we don't know about?
I mean, at this point, well, the problem is I have not been following what's happening with Marvel. I know Monica Rambeau is going to be in it. I did know that Kamala was supposed to have a role in it. I just didn't know how big it was going to be because I haven't been following the movie plots or any of that. We do know that Secret Invasion is coming, so this could have everything to do with Secret Invasion. And if that's the case, it would be really interesting to see if that segues into that, which it has to. All these movies are supposed to be connected at this point. But I don't know. And in case you guys are wondering, I have not seen Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't think you guys have either. I see all my movies at the drive-in. It is not at the drive-in.
So shut your mouths about it. Right no spoilers.
Don't spoil anything. Please don't put anything in
and watch them spoil it. Watch it happen.
But so I really don't know how the Marvels is going to. My personal theory is
fucking spoil it anyway.
A few things, like why it's going to explain why Carol has been off world so much, like why she's not really helping with the Avengers or not really helping Earth. Why Thanos was able to do what he did because she was off world. So I guess we're gonna get an explanation as to why she's like F Earth, because that's what it seems like. She's like, yeah, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go help everybody else.
She has other shit to do.
I know that Monica.
Her world is different.
Well, I know Monica. If you look at her, Monica Rambeau, when she was in WandaVision, she was pissed off because Carol is always gone, and she blames her for her mother getting sick and all this stuff. Which technically, I couldn't really blame Carol if my mother was a whole ass human and chose to go into space or do whatever else she did and got cancer, because that was a personal choice. But then we don't know the circumstances.
I think it was also the fact that she wasn't there in general. I think that was a big part of it.
Yeah,
that was a big thing. So I know that we're going to see all of that. I know that's something that will be addressed, because Monica, when you even mention Carol's name in WandaVision, she's like, F that bitch. Pretty much, she's like, so issues. But now so it's going to be an interesting dynamic. You got Captain Marvel, who's saying, I don't have time for you on Earth. You got Monica Rambeau saying, F you. And then you got Kamala saying, you're my hero. But yet Carol's on Earth in her bedroom. So I don't know what
To be fair, let me just say this. I understand where Carol is coming from, if it is F Earth, because y'all have so many freaking you have so many people that could do shit. Like where is, like, for instance, the whole thing with the, I'm gonna name a shitty movie. The whole thing with the Eternals, the whole we can't interfere. Like, well, bitches, like, you interfered into the whole thing. If the whole plan was to explode Earth and turn it into a fucking god, that's interfering regardless. Like, everything you're doing is interfering. You just being there is interfering. Don't bring me that shit. And just like just like with fucking like X-Men and Spider-Man, nobody interferes with shit, and yet somehow you have all these superheroes that are like, oh, it's the five of us. We got this, right? No, you don't. Bring okay.
You literally had you did not have it. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
You're not wrong. Like I said, Eternals had a lot of potential, but they made these really powerful characters not as powerful. Let's put it that way. They were very uninvolved and not really touch with reality. That's what was going on with Eternals. So I get that. But to be fair, maybe there was a budget thing. We were shooting during COVID. Maybe they're just like, fuck it, let's put a movie out. I don't know. We don't know the circumstances. But
they could have waited. They could have waited. How long was Black Widow postponed? They couldn't fucking wait it. So
True.
That is true. But it just makes me now wonder, though. Question mark. Now that we are in the multiverse, this is.
I love the multiverse theme going on right now. But go ahead, yeah.
I'm just wondering. First of all, I'm pretty certain that Kamala is still Prime Earth because she knows who Captain Marvel is.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, because of What If Marvel, that may not be true. Because we don't know if this version of Captain Marvel is the same version of Captain Marvel that we see in Prime Earth. So I'm kind of wondering if this is a different Earth.
Well, once again, there are
could have similar
Captain Marvels. Like if y'all
really
need a refresher,
like I said, they did a lot with 6 episodes. They did do a lot.
Yeah.
There was Sharon Ventura, Carla Softon, and Kamala. So, like,
you said Captain Marvel, you meant Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, sorry. Yeah. So I mean, like,
honestly, if we're gonna be accurate, the very first Captain Marvel technically was Shazam.
So,
but that's all.
Yeah, it was Shazam.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, you know, they actually Captain Marvel was a guy at first in the Marvel universe, and then they created a woman character.
They named the first one named Captain Marvel, but the actual first entity of Captain Marvel. Shazam. Yeah. So
right now,
because think about how cool that would have been for Shazam to just show up in the middle of it and be like, "Wrong universes, bitches," but I'm here.
That's because Marvel was like, "Ooh." It's like Marvel was jealous. They were like, "You got one, we want one too." Literally,
I mean, I just have Shazam show up and be like, "How'd you get here? Remember that shitty crossover on the CW called Crisis on Infinite Shit?" Well, while everything was going on, I just slid right through this little parking dimension, and bam, I'm here.
Silencio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno. Let me bring in characters and let me write this shit.
Let
me write it.
There's a lot of we don't talk about going on here.
Yeah, because that fucking series sucks. Like, there's no way around it. And God, CW needs to whoop their own ass for making that shit.
Well, they canceled a lot of writers, or canceled. They got rid of a lot of writers.
Well, I mean, yeah, canceling everything at this point. Everything queer, everything that POC is going away. They got to have values, people. Come on, it's America. Yeah. Anyway, what did you guys think about Kareem from Red Dagger?
I was gonna say cute. Yeah. Damn, that was gonna be mine.
I liked his character.
He's cute.
I mean, I liked him a lot. Yeah.
To be fair, though,
they got somebody that kind of looked like, if you look at his comic book picture, I think if I can find, I need to try and find.
To be fair, we were just talking about how everyone was cute.
He had the hair and everything. I was pretty impressed with it.
Yeah.
He was very attractive.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I like
I would have followed him when I was a teenager.
I
Like,
bet
sure.
I bet you would have. And I do like how at the end he did accept what was his name? He did accept
Christ is his Lord and Savior.
no, well, no.
I'm waiting. She's trying so hard.
I'm like, what?
She's
Anyway,
trying so hard.
when so and so went to the safe haven, when Kamala was like, we can get you somewhere safe, and good old so and so was like, I don't want to go, and then he was like,
go.
we're not Doctor Whoing this, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Clearly, I can't. Yeah,
Not a nerd though, right?
Shut up. Clearly, it's like I need to like tackle like my problems. I almost killed a bunch of people. All right, thank you for showing me the way, Kamala. I'm going to go down this hole that you just punched that no one fell into once they crowded all around you, and then I'm going to go to Sanctuary. And I thought that was really cool the way he, like, even though they had bad blood with each other, it was fine. It was all fine.
So you're talking about Cameron, but I was Cameron, however you want to say it. Kamran is how you spell his name.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will butcher names, guys, but I will do it universally, so it's not racist. It's just
it's what it is.
But
I'm not going to say a name that I don't know. I'm just going to be like, that dude.
Well, everybody was telling you in the chat who it was, so I was like,
say Kim. His name is Cameron.
Cameron in here. How are you doing,
Cameron? Well, we say Cameron in the States, but it's Cameron.
We think. But think about Red Dagger. Let's go back to him. Let's go to Kareem. Kareem actually lived with her grandmother in the comics. You remember that? He stayed with her, so it wasn't like he was a street rat. He was staying with her because I think it was either his mother. Somebody in his family was either friends with the grandmother or the mother that went to school together. It was some weird shit like that. So he went to school together, like I think. A stranger, but that's what MCU does. MCU makes people not know each other because the grandmother and Kareem do not know each other in the MCU. It's the same shit that happened in Hawkeye when I told you that Clint and the swordsman had no connection, but MCU, but actually that was his mentor, and that's the one who taught him how to use a bow and arrow to begin with. And
isn't that something crazy?
In the comics, so it's like
we abandoned all that shit.
Yeah, MCU likes to do that. You connected? Not anymore. You played a big role in this character's progress, upbringing, and basically who they are as a person.
Nope.
Well, not anymore.
You know what?
Kareem, I'm sorry, baby, you gotta live on the streets.
Don't you love it?
Don't
you love the dumb shit?
Yeah, I really don't know why MCU didn't just let that stay. It would have really it would not have deterred anything or taken away from the story at all. Kareem could have whole ass lived with the grandmother, and it would have made sense for me because the grandmother was already having visions. She should have been like, "Oh yeah,
Maria, no."
Actually, it would have helped with all like the trust issues going on around there too.
Once again,
that's true. That is very
no, because you want it. You want accuracy, and they're just like,
we have to.
No, sorry.
Well, like I said, there's so much that you can compare. Oh Lord.
Yes. They bite their thumb at you, madam.
Yes. So
whoever didn't understand that Romeo and Juliet, that's what biting your thumb is. It's not this.
Yeah, see, this is why we don't let group talk. Anyway, Kamran is not from England or the UK in the comic books. He actually was from New Jersey. So that's another thing that I thought was interesting.
But then again,
he was made British.
But then again, even she's from Jersey City, New Jersey, which is like, okay, if you think about it, if people don't know the difference, like, okay, Jersey City is right across the way from Manhattan. So, okay, like in the States, I think that's right. But anyway, the States,
yes, we are in the United States.
In Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
It is like,
you sure?
Gosh. It is like West Memphis. That's the distance she was from everything that was going on. So
to all the people that don't live in Tennessee, it's just like across the bridge.
Yes. Which is why it kind of pisses me off that no one helped her at all in the fuck. I'm just gonna be for real, like.
Also, like all of that stuff was like, no matter what she was doing, it was all like streamed, and yet nobody was like, you know what, we should just go across the waters and
No,
see
fuck
what's
it. Spider-Man and Daredevil, where were you?
That's a good microphone. You don't have to like yell. At
No,
people.
look,
I'm just mad.
we've already
I'm
discovered
mad.
that
I'm
there's so
angry.
many. There are so many. I mean, hell, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. I mean, what? None of them. They don't ever show up.
Jessica
No, I don't think
Jones got
Jessica-
left on her
When
own.
you
That
have
poor
the
baby.
world-ending crisis coming around you, you can handle your own self. It's like kind of like an initiation to this weird club because it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but if they don't initiate correctly, we all die. So shouldn't you just like
Yeah.
be on board anyway? I don't understand that. I've never understood that. I don't get it.
That's
don't get it at all.
kind of like what was it what we were watching for the like third 12th time recently. It was Batman and Harley Quinn when Batman recruited her and he was like, the world is gonna die. She's like, oh my god. Like that's how I feel every other freaking like superhero is like, oh my god, so it's gonna like it always is about to end. Like, why do you need me here?
I mean, to me, it's not an invalid question, but I mean, I see it across the board. This is not just an MCU thing. I see it in cartoons. I see it everywhere. For some reason, it's like everybody gets to go on sabbatical while the world's about to end. Even though they live on the world, it's your world. You will obviously be affected by this, but it's not my turn to do anything about it. It's
like, look, I just saved the world last week. Now is my vacation. All right, like now is my time to handle petty thievery.
And then we went. Then we brought Jewel.
So
we just brought Jewel into this. Yes, Jessica Jones, Jewel. We just brought into this argument. By the way, worked with Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to talk about the other villains for the second two guys.
So, I'm just.
Oh yeah. Sorry, he really gets.
We
riled
definitely
up.
need to talk about the.
I do get riled up when they start fucking stuff.
No, but the reason we need to talk about them, and the reason I'm actually not like heavily invested in the clandestines, yes, they are from the comics. Yes, the Djinn, whoever you want to pronounce it, is a valid thing. They didn't do a lot in this show. I mean, they really did. They showed up to try and kick Kamala's ass a few times, but then it was just like
she kind of outdid them easily. You think about it.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. These are people who have had powers their whole lives. They were fighters their whole lives. And Kamala was like, "I learned to fight last week, bitches." And she's like, "Take all of them on." And it's like,
jumping around. She got very like acrobatic, like out of nowhere, and
she did. She pulled a rogue. She got.
She pulled a Power Ranger. You know, how the Power Rangers, like never lifted a weight in their damn lives, and all of a sudden they know how to fight. It's like literally that is what happened with Kamala. Kamala was like, it took me like I don't know 12 hours or 3 days a week of trying to learn how to walk on these little things, these lights that I can conjure. But in terms of fighting, I got this. I'm from Jersey City. It's embedded in me, even though I've never lifted a finger in my life. I got
this.
And
makes
so
sense.
She was just
on so many levels
able to do it.
Also, like,
for those of us who have had martial arts for in their lives, we all know that this is not a skill that you have immediately.
That'd be all of us
it takes at least a month, guys. A month.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you this when and Groove knows this because he started out at ATA. I'm pretty sure we both went to the same Taekwondo.
Well, I started out with my dad. So, I started 18 and I was 7.
Officially. No, not your daddy, baby. I'm talking about actual academies. Yeah. Was ATA 2. Your first academy? Was that your first academy?
No, first academy was ATA. I was 7. You're right.
Yeah, so we both had Taekwondo with ATA. So like they do a good job of teaching you defense because they teach you not to be offensive, be defensive, blah blah blah. But that stuff, I mean, my master used to hit us upside our head. She would literally like
I remember having that same training. Actually, they don't do that no more.
So you get it. Yeah, they don't do it anymore. But like when I started, that's what they did. So I guess Kevin. For me,
no, Kevin.
I learned to block because I didn't want to get hit anymore. Like, So
He's
that
friend of
was my
Kevin's
thing.
Yeah,
most.
maybe the bracelets gave her like fighting knowledge as well as
But I
powers.
just kind of feel like Kamala was just like, you know, I just know how to fight. I know how to be defensive, and I don't know
she was
why.
she
So
The
was
that
just
bracelets are Patara earrings. That's what it is.
she was just a prodigy somehow.
Shut up.
She was
was
like,
wrong. I mean, I
she
guess
was like, I never want to fall off of a building again. Oh my gosh, I know now.
no, that I would get. She did train doing that. But I mean, they were coming at her with
The
like
fighting
whips and
portion?
shit, like obviously off-world weaponry, you know, and she's just blocking it. Like, oh, got them. I sent you behind me. Like that was really interesting to me that she was just so good
Well,
and inept
also
at having strategy of fighting.
maybe the clandestine were just really bad at being villains. Maybe they were bad at
Well, they
fighting.
are bad at being villains. Jam. They have
like,
to be. Think about this. They had this girl in their house. They could have whooped her ass right then when they were telling
Yeah.
her about the damn bangle. You want the bangle? Yes, that bangle is from my world, and now it's mine, bitch. Go away. You know,
at any
they
point,
didn't do that.
at any point, one of them could have just like punched her in the face, and she would have been down for the count, and that would have been it. And you could just take your shit and leave. But no, you guys had like a whole plan. It's like, oh, let's like romance her and get her like really involved, and maybe she'll be no. If you're a real villain and you really want something, which like later on they were like, fuck being nice, we're gonna be mean now. You could have done that from the beginning.
Well, think about this, Jam. Think about this very clearly. What actually got them from that point? Because only one day had gone by before they went to the wedding rehearsal or whatever. Remember when I don't know if it was it the rehearsal? I think it was the actual wedding. But like, he's like, my mom's coming to get you. And I'm like, but like literally yesterday you just said that you were going to be my friend and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to help
the switch flip. They were like, she's taking too long. We thought it would take 5 minutes. Like, what does she need to think about? You bitch taking too long. Go get her now.
Again. And then at that point, why not freaking grab the bangle while she's in your house? What if you're tired of negotiating and you feel like her great grandmother did you wrong? Why in the hell would you let her walk out of your place? Just take the bangle. You know what I mean? It's like,
nope.
Bam, you missed your shot.
You had home team advantage and you blew it.
Yep, they really did. And then
they were very interesting anyway. Though
basically, they weren't Cameron. Like when they all this is another thing that I don't understand. When they open the portal and the first girl goes through and she turns into a damn skeleton, her body like dissolves, the first clandestine, then you see somebody else do it. What would make you believe that you were going to be successful? You're like,
because
no, you won't.
she suffered from she suffers from minion mentality where it's like, no, all those others, they're not like me. I can go through and I'm gonna be fine. That's what that was like. If you've ever played a video game and you just like go beat up a bunch of like low level minions, they keep coming at you despite like look, I just knocked all these people out. What are you going to do? It's like, yeah, but they ain't me. It's like, okay, that was her mentality.
That was a very nice way of putting it, based on a Caleb City reference.
Yes, that's a good reference. He's not lying.
Actually want to call something else dumb bitch-itis.
Okay.
That's what that was.
Itis.
Like, why would you do what you're doing? Bitch, step back. You know what I mean?
And Kamala's like, why would you leave your son? And she's like,
fuck him.
Basically,
I'm going to possess him, and then he will have my abilities because I've waited all this time, all these years to go home.
Or you could just be his mother
and not go home.
Or you could just be here. There was no reason to self-sacrifice yourself. That was bizarre. Also, there are sometimes in like shows you really do care. You get to start caring about like the villains and what they're going through. Even though his like mom died, I didn't care. Even though the others died, I didn't give a fuck. She did
sacrifice herself to close the rift, though. The mother did actually close the rift.
Yeah, but as far as like an entity goes, like, okay, that's cool, whatever. I don't give a fuck that you're gone. I think is what I'm saying. Like there are some villains that you feel like passionate about, like, oh yes, I'm happy that you're gone, or I'm sad that you're gone. Like, I didn't give a fuck either way. I'm like, oh, that happened, all right. Like Gru said, dumb bitchitis for every single last one of them too.
It's just dumb shit. It's dumb as shit.
It is very stupid, and like I don't understand like the power, like I guess the power like differences between Kamala's great grandmother and them, because Kamala's great grandmother was able to literally snatch Kamala from the future to come to the past to save her future grandmother. So if you have that kind of clout, what the hell? How could you not escape these people at the train station? Like, why can't it be like, well, if I can bring my granddaughter here, then I can send my husband and my daughter and myself to the future, like, because I should have that ability, right? So I don't know. It's really
when
weird.
you put it that way,
angle where I don't know. I'm really trying to understand the power structure, because that just seems like if you had clout enough to bring somebody from another time period, you should have no problem with this chick in the damn train station. Just saying.
Yeah, and I can't explain that one.
Break it down. When you break it down on that level, it makes your head hurt. So then the whole school. First of all, we're forgetting the organization that is hunting Kamala, and apparently they're hunting all superpower people. So at first I'm like, okay, so we got some Sentinel stuff going on. We got the Brotherhood of the Evil Mutants. But I'm like, well, we can't be there yet, because maybe this is like a precursor to what is going to happen when the mutants show up. We're going to get into more of the world of the anti-mutant haters in the comics. We're going to start seeing that in the MCU. But we had this one organization, and we had this one chick. Her name just escapes me, guys, because I saw this last week, and I just don't really care about her. But she had a definite hate on for people that were superpowered, to the point where she attacked the kids at the school to try and get the superpowers.
Yeah.
What was her name? Oh my god. Oh, fuck it. We'll call her Dog.
Out of my head.
So Dog was mad.
Put it in the comments.
Let's call it Dog. Dog was mad.
Sadie?
So, nope, Dog.
Okay.
Dog. Her name is Dog. She's a bitch. So Dog was mad. She didn't get the She didn't get the directive to do what she wanted to do. So what the fuck did Dog do? What the fuck Dog wanted? She pissed everywhere and shit in the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was like, well, if you don't let me do it, I'm just going to do it myself.
And no one was like, let's slap this chick in the neck. Like, why are you letting her get away with this?
Well, remember, she went against the objective.
That's
right?
true. And she was promptly fired.
It was Sadie Deaver.
It was Sadie.
Dog. Her name is Dog.
Right. Thank you, Terrell. That could be her new name, but in the show, it was Sadie Deaver.
We are not calling her Sadie.
Okay.
We're calling her Dog. She's a bitch.
But that was her character's name. Okay, I got you. The groove has spoken. All right,
has spoken, and there's no. I hated that woman. Oh my god!
It's so weird how obsessed she was. It's like somebody personally did something to her. She's like, the boss was like, Pepper, you are not going to attack these kids. You are being recorded. This is live stream. Don't be dumb.
I swear to God, it's like, oh man, a couple years ago I was walking to work while having a coffee, and I was working at the Daily Bugle or some dumb shit. And then like Spider-Man bumped me, and he was like, oh, my bad. And she was like, I wanted a full apology, and I hate superheroes.
So fuck all superheroes.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be a part of. I'm going to be a part of damage control.
It makes you wonder. Why was she able to call for all these people when her boss said no? Couldn't the boss just tell everybody to stand down, don't listen to her ass? Why is that not a thing?
Because only she had the cell phone and he couldn't call nobody else. So he was just stuck. He was like, we only have 2 people on this family plan, and that's it, and that's all I can afford.
So they're from the DODC, the Department of Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense because they're causing the damage.
No. These these superpowered individuals are causing the damage, because if they would just let us, capture them, no harm, no foul, right? There would be no damage. We can walk into mosques with our fucking shoes on.
That's a hater's game.
We can walk into mosques with our full shoes on and say fuck your religion.
That's not the flavor of the knowledge. No, Jam. No, that's not how to go. See, if they just they should have just let Kamala drop the little boy and break his leg. No harm, no foul, and then just go running around on lights. Leave the girl alone. Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? I mean, hell, she was after her after she literally saved the girl, which, to be fair, was also her fault. At Adventure Gone, she's at Adventure Gone. Oh, we got a superpower. She wasn't even like, this could be a hostile. We don't know if they're good or bad. She was like, oh, bitch, no. So then she's like, I gotta go get her. I'm like, so she had a hate on it to begin with. But I mean, again, like you said, I understand they have a family plan. I know how that works. I got one, limited data, whatever. Mm-hmm. But you still can get on the, because he could have got on rotary phone, spin those dials, whatever you got to do, and be like, no matter what bitch Deaver says, she don't run this. I do. You listen to me. She's on my payroll and not anymore. But no, he let her go on this whole thing, just standing by doing nothing. And then he's going to call her, you're done. Motherfucker, you should have said that.
It was on the news all day. Like all evening, and you're done. It's like, okay, you could have just been like, hey guys, I said no, or better yet, I'm gonna come down there and put my foot down or something, or slap her or something. And none of that happened.
Nothing.
Not only that, what kind of damage control do you do if they're shooting at kids while it's being live streamed in front of some of their parents?
Also,
that was great.
Also, one of the things I was thinking about too was so damage control, of course, like they swarmed the building and everything. They had so much time to come. Damage control was there when they were coming up with a plan. Like the bitch was still writing on the fucking chalkboard about what they were going to do, and damage control was already there. How much time did they have to set up all like the traps and be so freaking elaborate? Like that was such a weird like space and time. I don't know if like damage control was like, you know what, we're gonna give them a chance to like sit back and home alone us or what, but that's what happened. I was like, there was so much time between setting up the traps and damage control being there. They could have come in the middle of shit and been like, oh damn, like we weren't ready yet, I'm sorry, hold up, let's finish setting up these like tennis ball things. I don't know what it was, softball. It don't matter. It doesn't even matter.
And look, softballs can hurt though, depending on the force behind its physics. But but now I feel like
give some ice.
So first of all, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this.
First, let her.
2020 is what year was Miss Marvel set in? Is it supposed to be our time, 2022, or is it 2024? The only reason I'm asking that, if you actually look up
question.
Yeah, when you look up MCU and you actually look at the MCU wiki, because I just looked it up, it says that the United States Department of Damage Control, also known as DODC, originally was a subsidiary of SHIELD. And then later on, it was after the Chitauri invasion, Stark Industries got involved, and then it just basically started collecting like all the alien tech and stuff they would find. But it says in 2024 is when they started apprehending dangerous
shit. Yeah, damn.
So does that mean that Miss Marvel is set in 2024?
Nope.
No.
Fuck you.
No. Because I just
MCU wiki. I'm just saying.
I just searched it now. Because it says
lie. Read the lie.
It says that Disney confirms that like Miss Marvel's takes place in 2023. No. Sorry. Endgame took place in 2023. So Miss Marvel takes place in 2024.
I'm gonna give ice to this drink.
That's accurate. So they're 2 years out. Okay. Interesting. That is interesting. So post snap. I don't know why the snap couldn't have happened in like when it happened. Yeah, it's like 2019. But whatever. So now they're in 2024. I'm kind of mad though. That means I'm actually a lot older than I thought I was.
Yeah,
we're all older. Hell, Brunette, you've been pregnant a long damn time.
I know. I'm like the chick from Family Guy. I've been pregnant for like 10 years now.
that is so sad. Actually, that is just very sad. All right, guys, we've been looking at your stuff, and I'm sorry. Let me scroll over. Hello, Serenity. I know you've been in here. They managed to do a lot for 6 episodes. I agree with that. They really did. I will say, for such a complex story, they did do a lot. Some of it did feel a tiny tad bit rushed, which is why the clandestines were not that big of a threat to me. They were only there to smack people around a little bit and kill the great grandmother. That's literally what that was about. If honestly, the clandestines started the problem, and they actually ended up fixing the problem because, I mean, at the end of the day, Karen's mother is the one that closed the rift by sacrificing herself. So, I mean, really, what was the point to you? There was no point. You could have just stayed out of it. We could have had something else going on. But again, they don't have the Terrigen bomb. Like I said, they don't have Black Bolt. They don't have any of these things. So no Terrigen crystals. They haven't introduced any of these things because we have not had access to the X-Men or anybody else. So I guess they just had
not
yet. This is the best they got. So there's like, look, we're going to throw these characters in as Easter eggs like we do a lot with Mephisto. Still kind of sore subject with me. Every show we have some kind of Mephisto. Hell, I bet you if I looked hard enough, there's probably somebody with a damn Red Devil fucking keychain in here.
I really swear,
throw me into hysterics.
Mephisto is like a whisper in the background. Like you're not sure if it's really there or not.
But this all may be a delusion. Everybody might be hallucinating. Snap never happened. It was Mephisto. I was like, oh, y'all evil. Like, you just did. But it is what it is. Of the shows, it definitely needs a season 2 after the Marvels. I actually would like to have a season 2. The only reason I think that it's not going to is because Disney likes to put the smackdown on stuff that you want.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it could be one of those I feel like it could be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Like even though Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you could tell they were really waiting on the movies because that's where it got really good. And then in between, it's just kind of filled with, I won't say garbage, but it's just dull. I feel like if that's the case, it might be the same way. You might get another season based on, what happens in the movies. But if not, I don't think they're thinking about that.
I don't think they are either. Because I mean, there are some things I thought were going to definitely get. I thought Hawkeye was going to get a season 2 because I thought it would be more Kate Bishop in the second season, and then they're just like, no. But that could change. I mean, Disney might be. I'm money. They're money driven. They're like my dog who is snack driven or treat driven. Disney is very much money driven. So they sniff that money, then anything can come back. So it is what it is. But for right now, I mean, as much as I would like to have a second season, I don't know. I mean, I know we have Loki. We're getting season 2 of that. Yes. WandaVision, apparently nothing. We're not going to want anything WandaVision. Now,
I want Monica Rambeau to have her own show. Can we just get a Monica Rambeau?
They need to have. Well, hell, I want Monica Rambeau to get her own show. I'm still waiting for the Agents of Atlas because we keep teasing my boy, and so I mean, and the Atlas Foundation. So I mean, I really need them to have this, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen. So it is a thing. All right, Groovy, this one's for you. 4 incomes are better than one. I always say, throw me in because I love Groove's chocolate lover. Serenity.
Sup, Serenity? How you doing? We can always have some more people to pay for rent in this movie.
I mean, and baby, come on now.
Hey, you ever know what they're gonna do?
There you go. But if it's 4 incomes and we've decided that me and River are going to be involved, isn't that really 5 incomes at this point?
And we can have a nice ass house. A nice ass house. Y'all don't understand.
Oh Lord, you're full. Jake said the mom and dad swap roles. Yes, that's what Jam was referring to very clearly. And I do agree that the mother got really, really on board. She went from, I just want you to be safe. I need you to be safe. I need to know what's happening with you, Kamala, to my bitch is.
Yeah. You know what's funny though?
That's my daughter.
What's that? It was funny though.
Oh, what happened?
A Disney development?
Almost die at school, and then she's like, "I made you a costume." No, actually, no. She's almost died when they were in Pakistan, and she made her a costume. I'm just like, wow.
Oh, and it looks way better than the shitty costume it had. You guys were earlier. That shitty Hulk outfit. It's where'd you get these impressive skills
to the comic book. It's
It
definitely
is.
well, the scene when she's sitting up on the street light, that's directly out there. That's
Yeah.
100%
No,
out of the comics.
no, I
So
meant like earlier her mom made her matching outfit with her dad. It was a Hulk theme and it was the ugliest piece
yeah,
of shit ever. And then at the end when she's ready for her, costume reveal, I'm like, this is some nice ass stitching. How did you do this? Like your skills really improved. You must really love your daughter now.
well, think about this too. Think of the irony that she didn't want to go to Avenger Con as the Hulk, but it was actually using the Hulk's strength and
Yeah.
mimicking the Hulk to end up saving everybody, in the crowd that was about to die. Like, if you really think about it, I thought that there's a lot of ironic things happening in this show. You just got to look at it. I look for it. I love teen angst and stories. All the teenage drama dynamics was the best part of the shows for me. It's the superhero fantasy aspects that they fumbled. Well, yeah, I mean that's because they don't follow the comic. Like that's
the problem.
when you have to make shit up to make it accurate for the MCU universe. Then yeah, you're gonna fumble a lot of
Like
that.
I do love the relationships between characters.
Actually, yeah, their community was fucking beautiful.
The community was amazing, and
of course,
just kind of like that aspect of it. I really
they watched enough CW shit to know where they should make the correction, and they did that.
Okay, well, hold up. I will say this: when COVID is not as bleh as it, because COVID's still real, people. It's still real. I got it. I never thought I would effing get it, and it was brought into my home by my brother.
Whoa!
And we all got it. We got taken down like that. We went down like a wrecking ball. It was awesome. I was like, we're all falling for this crap. But it's not a thing anymore. I would love to go to Jersey City when they have whatever the hell that Pakistani festival was. The food was lit.
It was
the atmosphere was lit. The music was lit. It looked good.
It was the fest. It's the feast.
It's after fasting.
It's after fasting. Yeah.
Hold on. What was it called? Hold on. No. I feel like an asshole. I should know this.
You don't have to because you're not Pakistani, so you don't feel like an asshole.
But it's an Arabic thing. Hold on.
Well, we can.
It's after. I'm gonna say Yom Kippur. Jesus Christ, it's not even the right religion.
Eid al-Fitr.
Say it again. No. It's Ain something. Ain Eid Mubarak. That's what it is. Eid Mubarak. Yeah, and that is based. Sorry.
And then you can have have all the aunties over there.
I want to go check it out.
Yeah. It's the blessed feast and festival. So once they're done with Ramadan, they have Eid Mubarak where they can actually eat what they want and enjoy. So during Ramadan, they don't eat after the sun sets. Before then, they eat nothing at all, water, nothing, and they eat.
You can have water. Yeah. You can't eat water unless you turn it to ice.
Hold up, that's intermittent fasting. We do that anyway.
Yeah,
I mean it is fasting. Yeah. They just do it for religious reasons.
It was Eid Mubarak, and
I got you.
In Eid Mubarak, they basically celebrate after fasting so long. The fest is a thing.
Shit, I would too. Like, give me all the foods, give me all the meats. Damn.
Yeah, I've been on a Mediterranean.
And that's why they were over there. They were enjoying their little candies and snack cakes, and they was like, yeah, and they were taking photos. They were posing.
Let's go to the next comment.
What? I was just
no. Like motherfucker, let's move through this shit. Like.
Now you're seeing an insight to their marriage, guys. I like over the seasons, it was helping her build her hero suit up to the finale. Yeah, and see, I feel like if they had seasons, plural, that would have been better. Because right now they were like, we don't know if we're in any more than 6 episodes. We got to go.
Nope.
So they did rush a few things, but they didn't do it in a bad way. So
better be in that movie.
Overall, it was a major fail for me. Only liked episodes 1 and 6. I don't think I've been this mad at an MCU project since the Thor 1 or Avengers 1. Loki should be a sorcerer.
You know what's funny?
So I agree with Loki being a sorcerer. But I'm going to tell you guys, and you guys can come at me for this. Moon Knight was my failure.
Yes.
Moon Knight.
Oh my God.
Bored the upper loving shit.
If y'all don't know, we did a video about it.
I fell asleep on multiple times.
Guys, we did a
I
live
said the same
stream
thing
on
in my
this.
reviews. I was not a fan of Moon Knight, guys. I'm
Go
sorry.
to
I
the
liked him in the comics. I did not like the TV show.
There is so much shit that was wrong with that.
Go to the Pro Nurse channel. Look at the videos. We did a whole review on this on how much we hate.
Yep.
That was garbage.
For me, Miss Marvel is light years more entertaining.
Miss Marvel is
more
a huge
colorful
step up.
and more interesting than Moon Knight.
Honestly,
That
Moon Knight's the worst thing they made.
Should have come out on that damn show.
Like Moon Knight is that dark ass tunnel, and Miss Marvel was the light. It's like, oh, I kind of see, the end. This is so much better. Oh my god.
We don't
Fuck, I hate that shit. Okay, let's move.
Look, you know who's running the show today, Brene.
She's not wrong.
What is it? They had to give her powers that tie her to the Kree or Captain Marvel or end Captain Marvel. So let's give her the Nega Bands. Ooh, bands. Huh. But I mean, that's more psychic stuff, wasn't it?
It is. Now I disagree.
Energy. Yeah. I mean, I know it's Kree. I'm just saying I thought the Nega Bands were more like they might have done physical.
But then also aren't like visions a part of that kind of psychic thing? Like the power is kind of all over the place, so you don't know really what the limits are.
Well, I mean, a lot of people had the Nega Bands. Like I remember Hank had them. Remember, didn't Pym have them?
Yeah,
Hulking, I think, had them. So it's been a minute though. 40 almost 46-year-old brain, guys. You got to give me a second. I'm glad I
for real. They haven't used the Nega Bands in like 20 years. By the way,
yeah.
No, that's
Marvel had that. I know Marvel had those bands.
Mm-hmm.
No, Hulking made them, right? Hulking made them into wedding bands. That's what it was.
Yeah, actually,
it's been a minute, guys.
What a stupid fucking series.
I'm thinking about it. This would actually be very cool, though.
I just forgot that happened. It's so dumb.
Mega class weapons. No, they're classified as a mega class weapons. That's actually, I never thought about that. Huh?
Are they really?
Yeah. So they give you superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability, interstellar flight, energy manipulation, invulnerability, omni, linguistic translation. I need that. Self-sustenance. Teleportation, and of course they have psychic properties too, cosmic awareness. So they're pretty OP. They're a mega level. They're pretty OP. But I mean, I'm glad they didn't give her that to Miss Marvel. I mean, obviously they don't need to. He's gonna be a damn mutant. So
she didn't need. Okay, like for real. Let's think about it. Miss Marvel, she had the morphogenic shit, like with I forgot his name. Shit. Mr. Fantastic. She had the superhuman strength and durability. And then at the same time, she had the ability to alter her appearance. She had regenerating filling factor. She can heal herself super fast because of the, Mr. Fantastic dumb shit. But she also had bioluminescence, and then she also had shape-shifting.
Hey, would you trade her for
shape-shifting was different, though.
Would you trade her for Mr. Fantastic and Multiverse of Madness?
No, because he's hot. He was hot, Mr. Fantastic, and I'm not going to take Kravinsky.
He got spaghettied. Come on now.
He did.
I'm gonna
he was really fucking cute in that scene, and I'm not going to take that from me. He was so attractive. I saw it. I was all in the theater, and I was just like,
look. I know that all of us on here are on the spectrum, and we're all three of us specifically are LGBTQ plus. But I need you to really think of the character versus the affability.
I get it.
Affability.
He was so hot. That's fucking fantastic.
So yeah, Serenity. All right. I do like the idea of the Nega Bands. I just think that it would be really OP, especially if they're going to do.
Don't you ignore me? Don't you ignore me?
I ignore you every day. What's wrong with you? Let's see.
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight outside of this. I'm gonna go to her.
Yeah, I'll win.
Her place.
Look, I won't even have to say something. I'll get Jam to beat your ass. It's fine. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to go through the comments really quickly, guys. because I kind of got lost. I like the power effect and colors for her.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
I do love that they stick to her purple and pink, like purplish.
Except it was all like some extra shit and not her really stretching.
Well, I think they have to do that more for us on a cinematography level, so you know that she's actually stepped on it. It really looked like she was making shards of glass. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the comics.
Painted glass. I mean, hello, it's MCU. Most things aren't from the comics. Let's be real. We already established that. Yeah. She was gifted with combat prodigy. It's almost like
combat prodigy. I like that.
And she rolled for it. Her initiative was, and now you're a combat prodigy. That's what it seemed like. She built her own character as she went. Plot holes. Episode 2, as they are testing her powers, they said Kamala doesn't have super strength. Then in the finale, she lifts a whole army truck. Yeah. Okay,
no, they just didn't know she had super strength.
They didn't know. Guys, you're talking about two teenagers that are experimenting here. They said, "Oh, no, you can't do that."
Even though one was like super smart, but
yeah. I mean, to be fair, he had very limited data and nothing else to compare it to. So
that's true.
Yeah, I get that. Does anybody think it's weird that Kamala still needs to use her bangle to activate her power since she's a mutant? Well, to be fair, we don't know if she does because she's never taken it off to try to activate her powers.
I swear, I was waiting for the moment she's like, I don't even need this anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. She's probably like, oh, it's pretty. I'll wear it with my prom dress. That's why they didn't show the conversation because they know they couldn't think of a realistic back and forth between the mom and Kamala where the mom goes, sure.
Serenity, you
just were like,
want my vote with that comment.
On the plane. If I said, hey, Mom, I don't want to go to the UK, to Scotland to see your family. And then or my mother's like, I don't want to see those bastards. And I'm like, Mom, I really want to go see Grandma. Okay.
Like,
book a ticket.
Anything for you. Like, hell, I would.
What do her parents do?
Yo, Serenity just won my vote. Oh my God.
No, I don't think we have established. Have we established their job? I don't think they did.
Did we establish what they do for work, the parents?
Did they? That wasn't expressed.
I'm telling you, flying to Pakistan is fucking. It's an expensive, venture. So
and they just picked up and was like, "Let's go." Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm curious on who can just do that. So I'm assuming the dad's making some money and the mother's a housewife. I guess.
I really have no idea what they do. Like, and that's fucking terrible.
I can't have the CW thing. I can't have the CW thing where people just pay their bills and don't work. I don't understand it. But I really need it. I really need it. So yeah, I'm really curious to see if they ever had that. But yeah, it's a thing. I was doing that with the guys, the brown boys can get it. Serenity, you thirsty?
I mean,
I don't care.
However, though.
Do you have a point? Okay.
I don't care if her comic book origins are being retconned. I absolutely love this series, and Kamala joining Monica Rambeau has me really excited for the Marvels, but I love ass-kicking girl power trios. I'm not opposed to that either. That was not my thing. As a matter of fact, one of the best, for me, overall, the best team-ups is always going to be Birds of Prey. I love the Birds of Prey. But
it actually was a really good movie, and I
had fun with that movie. Like it got a lot of hate, but I had fun with it.
For no reason it got hate. Like, it was actually a really good movie.
I mean, seriously, though, it really was. I didn't have a problem. A lot of people, like I said in my review, there were some things that were kind of like, but the overall, that movie was not bad. It just wasn't.
It didn't deserve the hate.
Maria, didn't we review that together?
But I mean, that I did that as a video. We probably should have. I saw it before you. That's why. Like, way before
we referred to it. That's what it was.
Yeah, we referred to it in one of our trash comics. But yeah, and also in trash comics, we referred to it.
This is not giving me any fucking clue as to what their parents do. They just be like, "Oh, her parents are fucking loving." That doesn't tell me shit. Her parents are loving to have 2 kids. That doesn't tell me shit. All right.
Here's
Sorry.
Jake. Once I heard Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about
Bruno
Bruno.
Tony Stark 2.0. Yes, he did.
No.
Bruno
Yes.
We
fucking
don't
give
talk
Spider-Man
about
a run for his money.
Bruno. But
Now, would
it was my
Kamala considered an
wedding
alpha
day.
level mutant? So, Latina, let me tell you the problem with us answering that question. We don't know what her actual ability is.
We don't.
I mean, we know what the Bengals' power is,
Yep.
but unless they're going to specifically say this is her power and the Bengal is just like a conduit for these powers, I don't know. Now, if these are her powers, then yeah, I would say she should be considered Omega. But until
If
our
we're-
alpha level mutant, should I say?
If we are
But
speaking
since we
on
don't actually know, I mean, for all we know, she could literally be a power battery. You know,
Yeah.
whenever
Yep.
somebody touches her, you know, that she charges them up, or she charges the Bengal up, and blah blah blah. And that's why it's more effective for her. We have no idea. We have absolutely no idea. They have
If
to come
we
out
are-
and say that these are her abilities.
we are speaking on the comic Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair though, they could be her abilities because remember the grandmother made like butterflies or stars or something when she used the Bengal. And this girl was making whole ass hands and stretching her hand out and becoming strong. So I mean, it could be. They could be her
Here's
ability.
Also,
the
the
fun
grandma,
thing, though.
the great grandma couldn't stop herself from getting stabbed.
Is the fun thing though?
Like I said, I cannot stop myself from being stabbed to death, but I can bring my granddaughter back to save my daughter to say F you in the future.
Here's the fun thing though. She would be an alpha level, but not omega level. And it's a big difference. Super huge difference. Jubilee is an omega level mutant. And a lot of people don't know that for some weird
Jubilee was
reasons.
completely shafted by the live action version.
Oh, she was.
X-Men.
Jubilee and Gambit are both omega level.
But the Gambit, Storm, Rogue, and Jubilee were all character assassinated in X-Men, the live action.
Oh my god.
I feel
like-
So
Didn't it feel like when X-Men first when we got our first X-Men movie, it felt like they were trying to go with a more rogue oriented story, and
I
then they
swear
just
to
fucking
God.
forgot what to do with her, and so it just fell off. Like,
Didn't you
and then
cringe?
This is what I think happened. Brian Singer did not know that Rogue had powers because Brian Singer didn't read the comic. It's the same thing when he introduced freaking Age of Apocalypse and he had Psylocke, and like literally Psylocke's actors had to say, number one, I'm British and I'm actually really white. No, it trapped in a Japanese body. Oh, and I'm also an empath, and I also like he had no fucking clue because he's a bad director. I'm sorry. I did not
Maria,
like
stop
this
cursing on this shit.
and this is why we have a
I'm
lot of
sorry. I'm
This is why
sorry.
we have a lot of terrible X-Men movies. X-Men really became just three main characters. Well, three main characters.
No, you're not
plus-
lying. I
and
hate it.
Magneto, Wolverine, and fucking Professor X. Every now and again, you'll get a little sprinkle of Jean Grey. Like they recently started with like Dark Phoenix, but that was it. And they fucking butchered that too. So you know what? It doesn't. It's okay. Everything's all right.
Well, look, let's not talk about. Everyone gets on. What's his name? Was it who did Rush Hour? The actor the director for Rush Hour movies. His name just
Shit,
went
I
out of
should know that
my
one.
head.
Oh shit! Top of my
Look that
head.
up for me, but he did the
damn,
Last
look it up.
Stand, right? X-Men Last Stand.
Oh,
And
Brett
everybody
Ratner.
gave him so much crap for that.
Mm.
Yeah, so they gave him so much shit for that movie, right?
Because he's not a good director.
All of them were trash. They were
Yes,
all
yes,
trash.
they were.
They were all trash.
His name sounds like a
You
bird.
have moments that were cool, like Nightcrawler. I like how they introduced Nightcrawler. It wasn't accurate, but I liked how they introduced Nightcrawler.
It was
I liked
know
that
what?
they gave us his
Maria.
ability.
That was the best part of the movie.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was
Not this movie.
no, when
It's
it
about the
came out,
franchise.
when it came out, that was my favorite part. After that, the movie got so fucking boring. Let me tell you something about me. If I am bored in a movie theater, I will either leave or sleep. For example, when I watched Ang Lee's Hulk, I slept. I've only
Yeah, I
seen
felt
like
on that one a few times too.
15 minutes of that entire movie. I saw the very beginning. I saw the final fight ish, and then I left with morning breath on my mouth, trying to talk to girls in the theater, and it failed. It's how I am. But then I watch like
I love that. I love the backstory and exposition you just added to that. By the
no,
way,
I have to.
You
I
need
have
to
to. I have to. I have
understand.
to. I have to. But like when I watch Charles Angels 2
well,
in
Group,
theater,
let me tell you something. It's because of you I fell asleep on the fucking movie. Because when we talked about this last time, I hadn't seen it, and then I tried to watch it, and I fucking fell asleep.
because
So
it's terrible.
that's
But
what it
I
is.
watched Charles Angels
I mean,
2.
it was very slow. I will give you that. The pacing of that movie was extremely slow.
Are you gonna say
It
that
took
you
so long
enjoyed
to get the
Charlie's
hope.
Angels too? Is this
No,
where you're going?
I'm not. Charles Angels 2.
Like, but
I went no, stop. Wait. I went to Charles Angels 2. I'm at the $2 movie theater for us Memphians. Now like maybe $3 now, who knows? $2 theater. And I went into it. It was still $2. I was like 10 minutes in. I was like, I'm done. And I walked the hell out. Because I will do that.
This
I
must
will
have
pay
been an
for a
Apple
movie
Street
and
back in the day.
this is when he had all kinds of
Wow.
discretionary income to just walk out on movies.
I mean, $2. Yep, you had that.
Yeah.
that was his weekly pocket money.
Thank you,
All right,
Maria. Wait a minute,
$5
hold on. You made fun of me. I'll try to ground at you, you asshole.
let's
Suck.
let's keep it going, guys.
I definitely know at least one Muslim reaction channel loved the show. Well, that's good. Is it Muslim or Muslim?
Muslim.
Muslim.
Mu or ma?
Muslim.
I'm trying to
Muslim.
pronounce things correctly.
Muslim.
But it's Muslim for all of us uncultured ass people.
Yes, Muslim.
Yes, we don't talk about The Last Airbender, and no one should ever fucking talk about that movie ever in life. In life.
The movie sucks ass.
Hey, I recently watched his movie Old, and
How was that?
as terrible as it was, I went back and I was like, it's still better than The Last Airbender.
God damn, that's bad.
Like, it's
I've
so
never
bad.
watched Old because I was told it was shit. But then
Well,
you said it
okay,
was
so
better than
Signs is not a bad movie until you realize what the alien's weakness is and how
Science
stupid
is
it is.
garbage.
to begin
Science
with.
is absolute garbage, Maria. Don't you dare.
I can throw my water bottle at you and defeat you fuckers. Like, okay,
Science
I'm
was
done.
really good up to that point. It was
Wait,
really good at just being like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen?
Their
And then it's
weakness falls from our sky. I'm done. I'm done.
Hell,
I'm
our
getting-
water is
I'm
what,
getting up with
70%, 73%? I may be off on
Like-
the average percent water. Why would you go to this planet? You
Planet,
see
right.
the water escapes on the
like, that's that shit that we don't like. Let's go
I
there
get it.
anyway.
I get it. Play the game on hard mode, trying your best. And
It's
then,
almost,
like, game
it's
over.
almost like you had all these planets lined up, right? And all these planets were movies that you could see in a theater, and you go to the one nobody gives a shit about, and that is your fault. That's how I look at it with Signs. So,
Which is
more
weird,
importantly,
too,
what does
because
it mean
most
as
stars
far as
give off
when
water.
did mutants? Yeah, what does it mean as far as when did mutants first evolve? Now in the 2020s, replacing the 60s, and are mutants descendants of the gens? You know what? At this point, who the hell knows? MCU
They're gonna
made
reinvent it.
rules.
They're gonna reinvent
So they are keeping that whole DNA. You know how they have their genes, they have that extra gene that makes a normal gene that makes them mutants, blah blah blah. Well,
Children of the atom.
kind of leaning towards that, but they are not specifically saying the origin, because honestly, let's go back to Wanda and go back to Pietro and all the other motherfuckers that's been introduced in MCU that are whole ass
They
mutants.
can't do any of the Wanda Pietro shit.
Yep. So that's a good question, actually. That's a good question. The writer confirmed that Carol and Kamala have swapped places.
Shut up.
Don't-
Shut the
Well,
fuck
well,
up.
better look.
I don't like any of that.
Carol better get 100% involved in that culture.
Man,
Like,
if not.
I want to choke.
He
this
was like, "Ah,
microphone."
oh Lord.
Next
Introduction of
question.
Mutants into the MCU would have been less messy had they made the MCU as we know now. What happened after Wanda said no more mutants? Hell, it would have made WandaVision make more sense if they had no more mutants. But you know what? It's fine. MCU. We give MCU a lot of passes, guys.
We really do. I think everyone
Yep,
was just like
do.
waiting on. I think everyone's like, well, one day it's going to happen. One day it's going to happen. So we're just not going to. And I mean, and
Stop
now it's
saying.
what?
Stop saying one day. It makes me a Spider-Man. I don't want to hear it.
Well, all I will tell you, the one thing that irritates me about the MCU is they put in Easter eggs that fuck with you. Like they put in Mephisto. They have Mephisto everywhere.
Maria's going
Maria.
back to her
Most
Mephisto.
literally in the
Because she's so
church
shook.
window. I am like, well, because it's stupid. And then, like, on top of that, if you couldn't do no more mutants, you could have done no more magic. And then Doctor Strange would have lost his powers. There's a whole ass comic run where he's flying around the damn cosmos and multiverse trying to learn magic again.
I was gonna say, you know what?
It's like,
You know what though? At the end of the day, none of this is going to matter in the end because of multiverse. Like they have given themselves like
I hate what you're saying.
they-
I hate it. I know
mean,
where it's going.
yeah,
I hate it.
they could do
I hate it. I
anything
hate
that
it. I
they
hate it. I
fucking
hate it.
want now because of the multiverse. And so I think that's where we're gonna find like a lot of like the excuses and shit.
I blame you, Rick and Morty.
I agree
You
with
did
that.
this.
I agree with that. Well, in the Captain Marvel comics, the OG male Captain Marvel would switch with Rick Jones using nega bands, and that's what I think the bangle is, a nega band. It could be. This could be their introduction because they did say
You are
there were
giving.
two of them.
You're giving Disney way too much credit. Stop that. I'm not
Now,
gonna do that.
no, to be fair, she's using her logical side. The same thing we did with every other MCU show that they completely dropped the ball on. In theory, if they wanted to be cool about the plot, then that should be a nega band. You're absolutely, especially since they established one of them is missing. And how do we know that Carol didn't have the other one? We don't know.
I didn't have to explain how the fuck she got it too. So
Exactly.
Yep. Well, I mean, Captain Marvel gets whatever the hell she wants. That's pretty much how it goes.
that's gonna be the cop out because
I
she's
know
Captain
that-
Marvel.
She's Captain Marvel.
That's true.
She was in Scott Pilgrim. She's important. This is gonna be. Fuck it. Man, fuck.
Yeah, you bitter. But the nega band could be. At the end of the day, it could be that. That could be. That's a good point. We should actually put that back on our conspiracy theory board for MCU. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're going to be haul ass disappointed that that's not what's going to be the case. They're going to have some other lame ass excuse, but they could. We'll find out in the movie. We will find out in the movie if that's what it is. Haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder either. No spoilers. Please don't.
Spoilers.
Do not.
Stories in it.
A whiff of it. Like, delete that damn comment. Only thing to spoil of any importance in Thor, nothing really happened in Thunder is an introduction of a cool character in the post credits. If you want to know, I'll tell you who. Nope, I want to be surprised so I can be like, what the fuck?
Yes. Surprise me like that. I waste my fucking money.
I think the DGen. Well, if you wait till August, it'll probably drop on Disney Plus anyway.
Shit, my uncle.
I think the
even told
DGen
me don't
aspect
watch
only
it.
applies to Kamala. It would make sense if Storm or the rest of the X-Men are DGen. It's definitely wouldn't Roro's whole ass Nigerian. Like, that would be horrible.
The whole like she lost her accent quick too. Like
Didn't she just?
like,
Didn't she?
She lost everything. Like so I'm not I'm American, right?
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
They did to the Eternals what they did to the forces on CW's Flash. Yes, except they didn't have a freaky implied sex scene through the air between Iris and Barry because that's how they were formed, which is very weird. Groove, are you playing with a TARDIS?
I am. We
You're
need a
grounded.
redo.
You're grounded. And now he's named after the god whose powers he calls on. Don't know what better choice they could have made, but still weird. Yes, I agree with that. Shazam. The CW writes with infinite bad writing. Thank you, Latino. Thank you. Could not say it better myself. Absolutely true. Speaking of multiverses, what do you guys think of the Superverse?
Don't look at
What
me.
she said.
Oh, the burp. Okay.
So we're going to talk about all of this poopery when I do my CW Superman and Lois and the
Yeah,
Flash.
I'm sure you will.
CW talk. I will not discuss that right now. I will not discuss that right now.
I'm not
Plus,
gonna talk about that with you right now at all.
I can't talk about that in here with Jam and
Maria,
Groove, 'cause they don't do Superman.
I am
Like
tired.
you already see how freaking like upset he is. Look at his eyes. Like there's nothing but distress in his eyes.
I'm so sick of shit. I'm sick of shit. Like, what is DC doing?
You could apply that same logic to
I mean,
fucking Marvel. Like
To be
What is
fair,
Marvel
you get that
doing?
to every comic company. Like they all F up every once in a while. I think that Eternal suffers a lot from imbalance and focuses on a lot of the storytelling, world building more than any aspect. I think they actually focus more on cinematography shots, getting
I
everything
was going to say
pretty,
there was storytelling.
than the actual story. Yeah,
Hmm,
yeah.
I'll be down.
I didn't, like I said, I did a review on it. I've also seen parts of it again, and so I've actually evolved into more of not liking it, just from seeing certain scenes where I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? Why would you leave them alone
Wait.
out unprotected while this
You
motherfucker's
are
like,
you are a stronger person than me because I haven't seen that movie again. Like, nope. Once was
I had to look at I had to look at certain scenes for a conversation I was having. It wasn't me. Now I didn't watch the whole
okay.
movie again. I'm not
Like
gonna
Maria's like,
stuff like
please
that.
take more of my money.
No.
Yes, I
No,
bumped
and trust me, I
You're
didn't.
welcome.
No, sweetie. This was when it was on Disney Plus.
Oh.
Plus, it's already taking my money. I did not go to the theater again or to the drive. No, ma'am. I'm not gonna go risk a truck parking in front of me for that. Let's see. The end of the Arrowverse and the beginning of the Superverse. Now, like I said, we don't talk about that. It's just I will say this, guys. Real talk. I think they're called Next Star Media. Don't quote me on this. I knew the name of them. I obviously don't give five shits, but the people that bought the CW, they want a more wholesome
It's Next Star
network. So they are getting rid of everything queer and everything minority, and it's just what it is.
So
which is why all the black-led shows are going. All of the queer shows, and I don't care if you had one fucking character in your show, they have canceled your show. Roswell got it. I mean, you name it, every show, even down to Riverdale, which make no. I mean, it got to the point where it was like making a parody of itself. It should have been canceled a while ago. Because they have they're gone.
I had to like look it up. So coming from someone who worked for Next Star Media,
oh, you did, yeah.
I did, yes. They are like. There's a lot of history of racism. There's a lot of history of homophobia.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, like even on the local level. So yes, that makes sense. They're very, I won't even say like wholesome, but they're very much so like conservative. And that's what they have like quite a few lawsuits just coming from like their local like people that work there, people of color that work there.
I want you guys to hear what she's saying. No, serious, and take it seriously, because she's telling you getting inside knowledge right now, and she has no NDA. So this is just
but also as her student lawyer, do not come back and be like, Jam's on here trashing this network, defamation. No,
no, because it's the fucking truth. She's telling you.
But what she is saying is not something that we're not seeing happening, because if you look at what's actually being canceled on the CW, down to Tom Swift, who the hell cancels a season when you're only 4 or 5 episodes into the damn first season?
Exactly.
They canceled the series. So I mean, it's real talk. It's just what it is. But I mean, if you really look around us, I'm not trying to be political on this channel today. I know sometimes I get on my soapbox, but after Roe versus Wade, nothing fucking shocks me in this country. And actually, everything we've gone through the past few years, why is this shocking? So Superverse, as much as I like Superman and Lois, I'm telling you now, the reason it is going to be Superverse is because it's the wholesome show, and there's not one effing queer person in that whole damn show. And there won't be.
Not a one.
And even though Jonathan's character in the comics is bisexual right now, that's never going to happen.
Right now.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. There won't be. You will not see it, because we as queer people, we don't effing exist anymore. That's just what it is. We don't exist. Everyone wants to act like we don't exist. But I mean, we are trifecta. Like we're LGBTQ, we're minorities, and me and Jam are women. So we got no damn rights in this country. So it is what it is.
I'm surprised I can leave the house.
Don't get me on that. Don't get me on that train, because I'll get on that train and then somebody will disagree with my train.
We got a lot of comments
back over you with my train. So yeah, we do. We do. Let's see.
I looked down and I saw the CW is the McDonald's of superhero fiction.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I know, I skipped ahead a lot, but that comment, thank you, Latino. That's so true.
First of all, Latino said that.
Latino is
That makes sense. He's really astute.
All right, here we go. Yeah, it could. Here's the origin. The Dutchman came to Earth, made it with humans, bringing in the X gene into the human gene pool that has gestated until modern times. I always wondered about that, because we've seen the Savage Land and we've seen, which technically, I guess the Savage Land doesn't have to be a period of time. It could just be an alternate dimension. I'm pretty sure that's how it was in the comics. I don't know. The only thing I remember about the Savage Land is people kept going to it. Rogue and Magneto got it on in the Savage Land, which is very disgusting. And, all this other crap. But I guess technically speaking, I don't remember mutants actually being established in like 17th century, 14th century. But to be fair, we don't know. So
it just takes
a
long time, guys.
Comic book logic and lore. Evolution. No, this is nerd logic. If it wasn't said, then it didn't happen. Period. You can spec all you want. It wasn't said. Like with Will in Stranger Things. He finally said something, and we now know. We know what Will wanted Finn, and we get it now.
Mutations need an outside stressor to activate.
How dare you ignore
me? With all these dimensional energies for gods, aliens, heroes, catalysts. Okay, so you're saying because all the aliens attacking Earth and all the stuff that happened in Avengers made mutants?
All the aliens attacking people are just like, oh, I'm scared. Holy shit, I'm immune now.
Everyone should be a mutant at this point. Cameron has the look and the accent. Kareem has the look, the accent, and the personality, charisma for that. Serenity, thirsty.
And let's not forget Hassan. Let's not forget Hassan because he was sexy with that face.
No, I mean I could be saying Cameron wrong. It could be Cameron or Kamran. I don't know. But to be fair,
no, it was to be said Kamran, but Cameron still works.
So, yeah,
he wouldn't say no.
Is it?
It's spelled with the K, so
could be. Groove, that is what the fandom calls a post-Avengers problem. Since Avengers in every solo film where they are fighting an army of people go, where were the other heroes?
I swear to God.
I'm telling you, I've seen that shit across the board. Even in Justice League animated series, I'm like, why are you calling the B team or the C team for backup? The hell are doing nothing. There's nothing.
So
making a check, doing nothing.
Just fucking have that sin with their thumbs up their asses, just watching the world and like, well, it ain't about me though.
Oh my God.
Maybe the bracelets gave her fighting knowledge as well as power.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's the Power Ranger theory.
Past it. Walk past it.
Power Ranger theory. When the helmet goes on, you gotta do everything. I've never had a pilot. Like half the damn Power Rangers can't even drive a damn car, and they're flying down Megazord.
However,
the co-creator of the Miss Marvel character Sana Amanat. Did I say it wrong? Probably not. Probably. Confirmed that Kamala Khan was originally intended to be a mutant in the comics, like Perlmutter made them turn Kamala and an Inhuman. So wow. So I did that. I wonder why. So is this the way the MCU is fixing it? Did they talk to her and be like, "Do you want her to be a mutant, baby?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Okay, she's a mutant now." Is that what happened?
You know what? If that's the case,
that was their bedroom talk.
Oh, bedroom talk. After a long night of sucking and pumping.
Oh my god, that was freaking funny. That's very interesting. With her struggles as a minority, I always thought that it would have made more sense to make Kamala a mutant. Do you know why they made her Inhuman instead? Well, hell, think about it. She's already Pakistani, and she already got a struggle being real. Now you want to give her more of a struggle? See, that's what gets on my nerves. No. You got to give the entitled people the struggle. You don't give the people that already more of the struggle. That's not how that works.
It's only fair.
Not how that works. The clandestine was the worst part of the show for me. I love the clandestine comics to understand my rage, sadness, and psychosis. Image of Judgment said, "We have been called many things, including X-Men." Yep.
That was fucking ignorant. I hated that line. No, you weren't. Bitch, you invented for the show.
Also,
I
they're
fucking
the worst
forgot
thing.
that. I forgot that line. Why did I forget
They're
that
the
line?
worst thing because like
Oh,
they didn't
Lord.
do shit. They were just a fucking bother.
You
Like if you really
Yeah.
like out of all the villains, I feel like Damage Control was like the worst out of all. Like
because it wasn't accurate. Whatever.
no,
Like
I mean they had a better effect on the plot, a better impact on the plot.
I know. I'm in my feelings. And I forgot that
could've just made
Najima
it
said
so
that.
they
As if
introduced.
Najima was a fucking real character. You know what?
Hey Maria, read that
Go
comment.
ahead. Next
She
comment.
said it was the only way to close the portal. Yes, in reality, the writers could have written something else, but then that would leave a character around who could give answers the writers don't have. and yes, that's shade. They were just making up stuff with no real mythology behind it. That was just a name drop and plot device. Hence why they killed them off. Hello.
That's what I was just talking about.
Character.
That's what I was thinking
Every
about.
MCU character. They do the same shit. People like, I'm telling you, me and Jam, we have bonded even more, even though me and Jam have a lot in common. We actually like and dislike a lot of the same shit. And me and her both dislike MCU Captain America with a passion. He's an entitled little prick. And everybody, when we say that, people are like, I'm like, I made a video, guys.
Like,
you can check it out.
Watch her Mary Sue video, please. Like, go back.
Actually, no, for real, he is a Mary Sue, though. That's true.
He is a Mary fucking Sue. He got exactly what he wanted in the end. He was so like, oh, my people. Why you?
No, Maria.
Bucky.
No.
Bucky.
I don't think I will.
He had loyalty.
You already watched it.
Point.
Yeah, he was. So he had. But what got me was, we're dealing with signing the accord. You know, all this stuff, right? And like literally everything that happened in Civil War. And he was always like, I don't think that they should be making us to like do this. We don't need government intervention, blah, blah, blah. And then Bucky gets in trouble. So he abandons them and goes to save Bucky. And then at the end, he decides to go back and marry his bitch and leave all the people to still deal with the same fucking problems that you said you were going to help them with.
Same fucking problems.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, people think Tony is a complete asshole, but like he's the only one who really fucking sacrificed himself. He had a fucking kid. He had a woman, and it's like, oh, but Captain America, he's just so no. Captain America is nothing. Like,
true.
He went back and got everything he fucking wanted. Literally,
and then decided to die
nothing.
Quietly, bitch.
Yep. And then came back an old man and said, not only did I get what I wanted, I'm tired. So take my shit.
So here you go. Now you.
And then look, another thing about Wanda that I always disliked was how Wanda, and people don't see this about Wanda in the MCU, but I'm telling you right now, the reason I don't like Wanda in the MCU, I like her and I don't like her, is because the scene where she accidentally killed those people in, the Civil War movie. And then they were like, the government was like, hey, especially Red Hulk. Red Hulk was leaving that, was reading that trail. He was like, well, he's not Red Hulk, but he's supposed to be Red Hulk. But he was like, I really think that we should arrest her. And I think that we should, basically imprison her for the rest of her life for murdering people. And Tony's like, no, I will put her under house arrest. So he puts her in house arrest in a $2 million fucking condo. With
must be nice.
Possibly have. Right. And he's like, you can't go outside. She's like, you're holding me prisoner. I'm like, no, bitch. If you go outside, people gonna try and do something to your ass. And had literally Vision,
which didn't even matter.
Whatever. Yeah. And they're like, Tony, you imprisoned Wanda, you prick. And I'm like, you know what? Let me tell you, if I was Tony, I would put her ass in the hood. Look, you going to Compton, bitch.
also the other projects. Also, the other problem with Wanda is that she doesn't have the ability to see anything she does is wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to get other people tell you that, bitch, you doing some fucked up shit. And then at some point you're like, no, but me and mine, like everybody else hasn't lost shit, which made me really pissed off at
definition of entitlement.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden she's just like, well, maybe it was a little bad. And she always gets off. She always gets off without any fucking real repercussions. That's what pisses me off.
Even in her death.
She didn't die.
Yep. That's why I air quoted it. Shit pisses me off.
But no, I mean, it's
Anyway.
true though. It's
Well, yeah, the
absolutely
beer.
true. It's
Here, you
want this
absolutely
one?
true. And like
Nope.
what bothers me
There's
is
no alcohol in
that
it.
I know,
nobody
so I
else
don't want
has that actual, I don't think anybody else in the MCU has that. Well, there are a few I think that probably could get away with shit. But like they're always like, you're this you evil one, blah 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 blah. And then you have her doing all of this stuff and she gets away with it. And poor Isaiah Bradley, what did he do? He wanted to go to try and save the rest of his troops. They put his ass in jail for the rest of his life and was experimenting. And I'm like, like I said, I'm done with all that shit. I really am. It really is interesting. It's refreshing seeing a mainstream show called depict law enforcement in a critical light instead of doing propaganda. I like that propaganda. I agree with that. I do. To be fair, Shield across the board was shady. So if this was originally a subsidiary of Shield, it makes sense that they're on crack. Damage control, more like damage. I agree with that. To hell with Perimeter then. Thanks for the info. I didn't know that Ian did that either, honestly. That's interesting. But no, there was another kid that was supposed to be a mutant. I'm gonna get back to you on that. There's another MCU character that I did not realize was supposed to be a mutant, honestly. Yeah, somebody it was in no, it was somebody from Guardian of the Galaxy, and I gotta go back and look at it because I didn't realize that their character was supposed to be a mutant. I'll find out. I'll go back and find it. Damage control is going to be trending for a while after this. Yeah, yes, they are. These kids all have super speed, aka plot armor. Yes, I will tell you this though. Another thing about damage control: those damn guns that they were shooting, they knew there were only a couple of kids in there that had powers. So you're essentially killing innocent children in that
They
school.
brought out a whole fucking army for 2 people and was like, "This is fine. We can justify this."
Yep, we have no problem. And if they're just innocent, or basically they're just innocent bystanders that were in the wrong place at the right time. If we kill somebody who doesn't have powers,
I mean, they ran with the wrong crowd.
That's completely stupid. While Groove is gone, some pop culture news. J-Lo and Ben Affleck got married in Vegas. Yeah, y'all ready for I mean, to be fair, I'm not somebody who follows a lot of pop culture because I just don't care what you do in your life. I got too much stuff to do. But I always knew that Bennifer, which I think they were the first couple that ever got that fucking hashtag name, that they were into each other this entire time because they kept saying in interviews they still called each other on the phone, and Ben called J-Lo's mom. I mean, come on, you don't do that with an ex and ex. You cut ties. Some ex you can be friends with, but it's a distance thing. You're not in their life, they're not in your life. You do your own shit. And if you are married, you sure as hell don't call your ex, girlfriend more than you call your wife. I'm just saying.
I'm just ready for the movie.
No, I already knew. Yeah. I think that Ms. Marvel has used 6 episode format better than the other MCU shows. I really enjoyed the show. Probably the most enjoyable show out of all the MCU shows, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I really liked it. And I won't say it had the best, because I mean, I'm partial to, I know it's weird. I like Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I like Loki. I didn't dislike WandaVision. It just pissed me off.
There were I wouldn't say it was the best. It's definitely one that had the most fun elements to it. I will say that. But as far as like structure and story is concerned, I mean it's another origin story, right? Where like other shows were more driven by other shit that the characters were doing. This is just like
this was a lot campier too.
Yeah,
we're dealing with younger people, so it's not going to be as dark as like Moon Knight was supposed to be. Like supposed to be.
It's not bringing that up.
And yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help it. I just can't help it. I wonder if they'll introduce Daisy Johnson into the MCU. Quake maybe, you never know. I mean, if they ever decide the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is valid again, who knows? They're acting like it's not part of the MCU. So they had an Earth change. Well, now we're dealing with the multiverse. Now we're
right.
Well, Comic-Con is next weekend, so we'll find out about these second seasons and movies next week. True, I'm sure it's going to light up the internet. Yeah, I was counting you and River too. That's why I said throw me in. So you were counting us, and you're gonna be number 5, and I'd be a free babysitter. Get us a big farmhouse. Oh no, we
Yes.
can't do a farmhouse, Serenity. Let me tell you why. Let me give you a really quick reason why.
Wait, what happened?
UFOs, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Nope
That's
that
true.
comes out this year.
That's
this
true.
month.
Yeah.
Wait. No, I came across something important.
UFOs. We can't live in a farmhouse because of UFOs, and they're always in. Even Courage the Cowardly Dog, like they got some shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Kirk Cow Dog
Every
was
time
good.
you get a farmhouse, I live in a big farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. So you're anal pro weekly. I got you. No, we can't do the big
Courage is big on
farmhouse.
that. I just know we're not gonna like this.
We can have a huge, we can have a huge hippie commune, but it's gonna have to be urban. Like it's just like kind of like Sesame Street. We can all be in
Okay,
one.
fine. Okay,
And
fine.
we'll just have like a garden in the back. Turn the
So
backyard
let's make courage more urban. Ooh, the shit these motherfuckers do is a problem. Oh man. Oh god.
Groove just kind of like got hung up on the Courage thing. We're talking about communes.
He really did. He got in the Courage the Cowardly Dog. Sometimes he gets stuck, guys. We don't know how to pull him out.
This should never happen to a dog.
I like the key detail.
I like the key detail of Kamala stopping at the stoplight. Yeah, I like that.
I thought that was funny. I saw that and I was like, did she really stop at a stoplight? And then I thought, she's brown. Yeah, she has to.
You know what I thought about? Why?
She's like, the cops are gonna get me up.
The cops. I'm not driving, but damn it.
You know, it would have been fun if she had a GPS her way home while she was in the air. She's like, which quarter am I at? She was really getting around Pakistan though when they were chasing her though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't even know your way around here.
Also, not only that
did confuse me.
Yeah. She was getting her way around there.
Yeah.
Also, when like nearing at the end, she was very much so just like walking around like plain face, like in the air, like meeting her friends. Like, bitch, there were cars back there. Anyone could have seen you and discovered your secret identity or discovered your identity.
That with every show. Every damn show that I've seen in superhero live action form, everybody should see them at all times. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
The CW, this is your favorite comment. The CW is McDonald's of superhero fiction. So are we talking like pink slime McDonald's? You know, we realized the meat wasn't real and the French fries lasted for 40 years. Is that what you're talking about? just break it down for me, Latino.
Oh, let's hope not.
Yes.
Let's see. What is this?
Oh wow.
McDonald's is bomb, so I'll take that compliment. Serenity, it's a bomb, all right. Still sitting in your pants, waiting to explode. Yeah. Yeah. Intermittent fasting. I do it for health reasons every day instead of for religious reasons. Yeah, I do.
You claim McDonald's is bomb? How dare you?
Well, hell, you have to intermittent fast after you eat that shit, like for days. Not just a 12, 14-hour split. You got to do that stuff for 24 to 48 hours.
Fair enough.
I feel like next.
Do you think that we'll get Squirrel Girl? And who do you think will be cast as her? I would
love no, we won't.
Girl.
No, because Squirrel Girl has been talked about a lot. Like honestly though, anytime there's like a new show, Squirrel Girl is brought up a lot as like one of the main. What?
They won't do it.
You don't think? But think about this. They might.
Only Ryan Reynolds
can
say that.
They might.
No, they won't. Like
what?
Ryan Reynolds is the most loose cannon in this fucking everything, and like unless he proves that. And chances are,
why do you think Ryan Reynolds has to approve of fucking Squirrel Girl?
Because Gwenpool and Squirrel Girl are the same damn character. So like,
oh god,
unless he's
they're
like,
not
no, unless he can be character. Like, seriously, when it comes to comedy, Ryan Reynolds is the king of it on the Marvel level, and unless he's like,
it's not even about him. So no, like. It's not like about whether or not you can have him, because look at fucking Iron Man and Doctor Strange. They have like they're the same fucking smart ass like witty like characters.
And they shouldn't be.
But here's what I'm saying. You can have multiple characters that are like each other. And I feel like you wrote you've spoken to a corner there saying that Ryan Reynolds has to approve. So what I'm hearing is there has to be someone so passionate about fucking
I
Squirrel
knew
Girl
you would do
that
this.
they will like bring
Knew you gonna
like
do this.
yes, motherfucker, because like you don't like stop crushing people's dreams. There's someone out there, and we may or may not ever get it, but there's someone out there who's passionate enough to bring Squirrel Girl in. That is it. That is where's my gavel.
I'm sorry.
I
My
mean,
breathing knocked over.
As far as casting, I'm
I'm sorry,
as far as
Betty.
casting,
I'm
not
sorry,
sure.
Betty White. I knocked over my breathing. Let me explain something right now.
as
Okay.
for casting, I'm gonna have to think about it because the
Yeah.
only one I know that they have a Squirrel Girl besides voice actors is a chick from the AT&T commercials in the podcast series that they did.
She's thick as fuck.
But I would have to
So,
think about it.
Talking about the, you talking
the
about the,
AT&T commercial girl.
we the
Yeah.
the white girl.
Yes, the
Are we
white
talking about
girl.
the same person?
Like,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can't
she-
remember who we talking
yeah,
about. Seriously,
later, she played Doreen in like a podcast. I think it was like a podcast or a webcast of like episodes. I think it was like
I know
3
you're
or 4,
talking about.
5,
Yeah,
6,
she
I
is
don't remember.
thick, but you're
Yeah,
not gonna
he
have
did
her
the
do
voice of her. But like I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna go for age, I'd have to see the latest Nickelodeon and Disney stars because that's what they like to pull from for younger, characters.
Always. Actually,
Squirrel
more
Girl's a little
Disney.
I
bit-
don't have a connection.
Oh, sorry. Go
I don't
ahead.
have a connection to Moon Knight, so I was just bored with the show, not angry. I mean, it was fucking.
You,
That's
you
fair.
lucky duck.
I mean, even if you
Principal.
did, you'd be
I'm
bored regardless.
You'd be bored as hell. Now they're using Mega Bands in modern day. In the last Guardians of the Galaxy comic from 2021, Marvel Boy that has the Mega Band. Everybody in the comics has Mega Bands, but I'm just saying I don't know.
I
if
don't
that's
know
what-
this.
MCU could do it, but I think it's too easy and it makes too much sense, so they're not going to do it.
My comic knowledge is too old.
I didn't mean Yeah,
All right.
I didn't mean I want her to have the Mega Bands, but I have a theory that the Bengals are the Mega Bands. Remember, they said that in the second one, and the one they have was found on a blue hand, which implies a certain alien that Carol deals with a lot. So no, I get it. I don't remember them saying anything about their job. I just assumed the mom was stay-at-home mom. No idea what the dad. I don't know what the hell the dad does. He just goes to the convenience store and eats shit he's not supposed to have. Apparently,
Exactly. And
That's what he
it
does.
translates. Still cooking?
Yep.
Yeah,
Never
that's
thirsty,
it.
always hungry. Hashtag bumps. I'm done with you, Serenity. Yes, Harley Quinn is really good and fun. Love the movie and Black Canary. Journey is one of my favorite actresses. Love her doing her thing as one of my favorite heroes. Okay. I'm interested to see how the Black Canary series comes out on HBO Max. Speaking of Bruno, the actor who plays him was a runner-up for being MCU Spider-Man, but Tom Holland ended up getting the role. Wow.
Huh, really?
Which is really sad because he really is a good Peter Parker. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I could see him as Peter Parker. Because the problem I've always had with Peter outside of the very first version of him is they always made him cool. Like Andrew Garfield was the cool emo type Peter. Tom Holland is not the typical nerd. He's kind of built, and then like to be fair, we are seeing him way after he got bit and he was already being Spider-Man. So we never got to see the origin story that's been done again and again and again.
Which I'm glad we didn't because
I don't know.
I'm so sick of like origin stories for Spider-Man. It's we have too many. Just start them off like we all know the story.
Yeah. I took it as this. They replaced Jubilee with Rogue as a representative of the audience. In the animated series, we followed Jubilee as she joined the X-Men. In the movie, it was Rogue. I took it as this. She was Asian.
Yeah.
That's basically it. We needed a white girl. So they made Rogue Jubilee. They dumbed Rogue powers down so she didn't have any of she never had an interaction with Carol Danvers. She never got to take her powers. None of that stuff.
I just figured they fucking like didn't know what to do with her because they were so focused on like other people. Which when you think about it, she has the ability to be so great, and that's the problem. Like with these characters that they introduce, it's like you have this one focal point, and now you wrote yourself into a corner because these others are like super cool, and then we keep wanting to tell the same fucking stories over and over again. I'm not going to get on X-Men. Fuck X-Men. Nope. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, but you're right though. They just basically took Rogue and took a shit on her, and the reason they wouldn't have Jubilee in that role is because she was Asian. It's just what it is.
Serenity.
We had our token character, and it was Storm,
and that was it. That's all we need.
Yeah. I'm looking at Serenity's comment. I love you. Thank you. Said she quoted me. Well, they called me. My commonage too old. Me. That's why I'm here. I got you, boo. Thank you. Cause my knowledge on comics is old as hell. I'm still keeping up with One Punch Man and Dragon Ball Super right now, and it's I'm getting old.
Basically didn't have time.
I'm getting old.
So I don't have. I'm gonna tell you this now, Latino. I don't have any thoughts in X-Men '92 because I know that it is set in the continuity of Krakoa, but I'm still stuck in Krakoa. I am so behind. But to be fair, I got a lot of shit going on.
X-Men '92 series
stuff is still happening, but a lot of stuff happening right now.
But the synopsis is not there yet. I mean, okay, so like it's still brand new. They bring the '92 series back to now. I don't really know how I feel about that, honestly. I mean, it could be fun, but I feel they're gonna bring a lot of dumb shit to it. It's not gonna be that great. But there's gonna be some more relieving thing they made. Okay, I want them to discontinue the Cyclops and Jean Grey love story. That's dumb. And I want them to make Professor Xavier a little bit more open-minded, a little bit more expressive, but don't let him walk because we never had that. So don't do that. No, fuck that. Let him walk. He's psychic. Why can't he move his own legs?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I always thought about that. Like, who motherfuckers is psychic? Like,
why can't he walk? Like, it makes some sense.
I mean, I know how he became. Anyway,
it's dummy shit. It's some straight dummy shit.
So as for me though, I have no opinion yet because once again, I am still stuck in Krakoa. I haven't gotten through Krakoa yet, so I am behind.
You got a lot to read through.
And store. Like I'm telling you, I'm just not caught up.
My God, Maria, you just said something that would hurt. What? You just said you have not read through Krakoa.
I have not had time to work any of those stories related to
you don't hear what you just said. If other directors or writers know this about people like you and I, I've read through Krakoa, but if you and I, who have not gotten that far into the thing,
they can do what the fuck they want.
This is what I'm talking about. So they're just make up anything.
They're waiting on you, Maria.
Full transparency. They're gonna do it any damn way. Because case in point, they've already fucked up the stuff I did read. So that makes no sense.
They're waiting on you specifically so it can break your heart later on.
If they did, they would have the shock collar jam. As soon as they went into writing, they would know they were fucking up. But they don't have the shock collars. So that way I know they don't care. They don't care about me, and I don't give five shits about them either. So it's great. It's a very cool relationship we have.
By the way, I do know.
Wholesome is conserved those for someone today.
The new X-Men series doesn't plan to come out until
December. That should be on a t-shirt.
It really should.
But they're planning on that.
Can't find out online in articles. That's how I know Next Wave or whatever it's called is turning CW into Seventh Heaven. So back to Netflix for me. Is it bad that I watched Seventh Heaven?
Did you really watch that show?
Like from start to finish?
No.
Okay.
I'll probably stop being your friend.
No, you wouldn't. No, I used to watch a lot of stuff because it would just play at night, and like I was at insomnia, so I would just sit there and watch it. And that's how I knew Jessica Biel was on that show.
Oh man,
Clandestines are a group of villains. Yep. The Clandestines are a group of villains that Dan Hibiki may actually have had a chance against. True. I mean, to this point, my cowardly dog over here would have a chance against the Clandestines. Just saying. Okay, rumors are they're bringing Quake back with Chloe Bennett. I mean, I'm here for it. That means the continuity is still the same. I mean, it just been Kevin Feige said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not in the continuity. They need to make up their damn mind. I don't know.
Jesus.
I didn't say I eat at McDonald's every day. I don't eat it every couple of months, like one. Or I eat it wait, I don't even eat it every couple of months, like once or twice a year.
I'm just saying it's tasty as fuck because you eat it once or twice a year. Like you can.
That's why. That's why you
Like,
get that quick taste of sugar.
Like if you really like ate that shit, if you really ate that shit often, you would have all the diarrhea. Like it would go into your mouth.
Now look, Jam, you wouldn't have diarrhea. It wouldn't even come out. It'd still be sitting in his colon. And be like, what happened? Those French fries you ate, they didn't break apart. They actually went down your esophagus hole. And they just
Serenity.
It's just piling up.
Serenity, I love you.
If you're at the age to get your first colonoscopy, they're gonna find it right on your colon.
However, leave that McDonald's alone. I mean, if you do, just don't tell nobody. Keep it to yourself.
When the chicken gets said, just because that they treat us as their enemy doesn't give you the right to treat them as yours, screams of what the X-Men and mutants has to deal with. That's very true.
Yeah, that's true.
But to be fair, the X-Men were created because of civil rights issues. So if you really think about it, they're just paying homage to each other.
Yep.
Gwenpool is a mutant, so she needs to be brought in via Deadpool 3 and join X-Force or X-Teens or something. I love her. I love Gwenpool.
I agree.
I
love Gwenpool too. I agree. MCU may not ever do that. I'll be real. They might not ever do that.
They're not brave enough.
Anybody in the Spider-Verse in. Look what they did with Spider-Man Noir in the damn second Spider-Man movie we got. They made just a costume. And they call him like Spider Monkey or some shit. I'm like, I mean,
let's move past it.
We tried to make Squirrel Girl happen. They tried to make it a few years ago, and Anna Kendrick as Squirrel Girl in a musical.
You know what though? I can see Anna Kendrick as Squirrel Girl.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
I can.
I can see that. I can see that. My comic knowledge is too old me. That's why I'm here. I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Serenity.
Did we just need to leave? Do we need to put you in a private chat? I don't even know if I have that feature. I'm gonna figure it out.
We can. If you want to, you can give money to this chat because of me.
Fuck. I'm sorry. No, it's nothing that it is. So for the last like 15 minutes, the little infant inside of me has been kicking, and so I'm just like, cool, we'll do this, sure. Inopportune time, little bastard.
Because he comes from me.
It's because he hears his daddy and being a fool, and so he's actually trying to kick his way out.
He actively hit him in the lip last night.
Yeah, funny. He did. He kicked me in the lip. I was trying to listen.
Good job, son. Look, I loved you before, but I love you even more now.
Kick me straight in the mouth.
Spider-Man freshman year animated series might have that tidbit of an origin story, since it's a prequel film to him being Spider-Man in Civil War and Homecoming. It will focus on when he first got bit. I didn't hear about that. I didn't know if that was greenlit though, so that's interesting. I know they were doing freshman year.
Are they really doing that?
Well, she just said she doesn't know.
Guess so. I'm gonna check that shit out. In the comics, Xavier can walk due to the Krakoan government resurrection.
Next comment.
That's the one he was courting. Well, it's supposed to take place right after the original series ended, so Jean and Scott are married, so we will just have them in a relationship. I'm excited for the series, whatever they do. You're just angry.
Yes.
I have a few episodes of 7 myself. That's how I can make the reference. Good job, Shred. Look, quiet. I ate it a lot when I was younger. I even did the supersized me diet in 2005, but I'm a health nut now since 2015-ish. Paleo and trying to work out every day. Good job.
Well, I mean, cool paleo, but you don't have to do that to lose weight.
Can you make me a sandwich?
Can I make you a sandwich?
That's what you got out of that?
Yes.
You got out of that, make me a sandwich?
Yes.
Oh,
I can make you a sandwich.
Not you. I was talking about Serenity.
Oh, well, I mean, they can mail it to you.
Do you think the human would be villains in the MCU after
I'm
X-Men
sure that somebody can make you a sandwich. Like getting it to you may be a whole other thing.
That's the problem.
If we can swap two people in a television show, we can you can turn this alcohol-free beer into a sandwich. Just swap them. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the logistics.
Get a 3D printer and you get a 3D printer and make that shit happen. Let me know how it works out. Do you think
Incorrect.
the U-Men will be villains in the MCU after the X-Men are introduced? I don't even know if the U-Men will be in the MCU. You
Who you telling?
I mean,
The mutant story of Marvel has been clearly overlooked, cut out, pissed on, and cussed over. So, like, y'all ask way too much. The X-Men are the heart and crux of Marvel.
Now, you know what a better question is? Do you think that we'll ever get a competent Fantastic Four?
Nice try. That's never happening.
that I actually have more money on the U-Men showing up than that. But, honestly, if you think about the U-Men are like weird because they like to like take body parts and they actually augmentate themselves to become mutated. So I mean, I don't know. To me, that's automatically a villain because you're cray. So
Yeah.
I don't know. If they introduce the U-Men, then yes, more than likely they will be villains because I can't really see a scenario where they would not be. Even though they've managed to do that in the comics at times, I really don't feel like that's something that would happen in the MCU. But that's just me.
To be for real,
I'm a country mouse with no needs. I'm super and don't have expensive tastes at all. But yet you go to McDonald's, you're gonna have some expensive tastes. It's called medical bills. I'm like
Twice a year.
Kicks are the best. Not for the mom, but for us on the outside. I remember when my mom was preggers with my brother. So cool. I never for my daughter, so
no sympathy.
I don't know how it feels. My daughter was laid back. My daughter was literally on a lawn chair or something. She was laid back with her own personal Game Boy at the time. And
you felt nothing. You want to know what it feels like? It feels like someone's blowing bubbles and the bubbles are popping in your stomach.
I only had that feeling once, but again, my daughter was so low maintenance. We had to have like multiple sonic ultrasounds because they didn't know if something was wrong with her.
Is this chick still baby still alive? Like she ain't doing really shit.
There. Now the labor. Now you may have an easy labor because you go through that. I did not have morning sickness or any of that shit, but the labor was 18 and a half hours. I had no drugs and it hurt like hell. And that girl was holding on to that umbilical cord. She wasn't coming down. They're like, nah. She was like, I'm staying right here. She knew not to come out. But I'm like, you can't stay. I mean, you don't have to come out, but you can't stay here.
She's like, damn, so, I gotta get out and get a job. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get it. You got a teleportation spell.
Wouldn't that be nice? This comment right here. Serenity.
I can make a spicy Korean egg sandwich on a whole grain. Serenity. Hey, hit a girl up.
No. Ignore Maria. No. Come to Memphis. Not to where she is, to where we are. Because that sounds so good.
Oh, we'll all meet up.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. Oh my God.
1 second. So
she muted me. How dare you? How dare you?
I'm gonna turn you down. You're in.
So ignore him because the channel is called Approach the Nerd. He is a co-host. Let me explain something. When it comes to Korean anything, Korean American spouse, Korean egg sandwich, you come here. You don't go there. You don't go there.
Where we can we all
now I will share. I will share.
Like Maria, we'll just all come over.
Me that.
I know you can't hear me.
That's fine. That's fine. I can hear you great now.
All right. Let's.
So yeah, that like I said, you know, we're at Serenity.
That sounds so
and
good.
yes, I really, that sounds tasty.
That sounds
we
so
got
good.
through every comment.
We did it. Yay! La we see most. We did it.
Overall, guys, we liked Miss Marvel. We called that what we thought was what the hell, but outside of that, it was still an enjoyable show. I do want them to get a season 2. It is what it is. But that's literally all we got from Miss Marvel. I know that we need to have a part 2, if you want to call it that, of Stranger Things season 3.
Oh, the final, the last episode.
Yeah.
The final. So we will definitely have to schedule another one of these so we can get in here and talk about everything that is not supernatural. Lord, my brain just went out of my head. Stranger Things season 3.
Supernatural is better.
Yes, because
What is going
also
to happen?
I found out why they said that Elle could talk in the
I hate it.
flashback.
I hate
But
it.
I'm not even gonna.
No, we'll wait till
Yeah,
we go. We
we'll
actually
wait.
do a review for that, so we'll schedule that one in the future. Also, guys, I am going to have my. I know I'm behind Arrowverse freaking recap. Since we had season finales 3 or 4 weeks ago, I believe at this point. Your girl's been going through some shit. I know you guys already know that my dad died on June 10th, and I inherited my brother on June 12th. He has autism, spectrum autism, and retardation. But there is a lot of stuff going on I can't talk about because my dad died. And it's just ongoing. And when I am able to talk about it, I will. But because court
And she
systems
will.
are involved, I can't say anything right now. So that's why I've been kind of MIA. There's a lot of shit going on right now. So, but when you do hear it, my peeps here will agree. It is a Lifetime movie. I have the
Actually,
You could
yeah.
you could write a whole fucking.
It's
book.
just
You
what
have
it
your own
is. I mean, you
series.
would not believe this was my life. So it's a thing. But all right. Okay, guys. Make sure to subscribe to Quater Life Jam and Jet Groove's YouTube channels. Also follow them on Instagram. And I think you guys are on TikTok. So you want to plug your TikToks really quickly because I don't have that.
Mine is just at Quater Life Jam. Just Quater Life Jam on TikTok.
And mine is once again go to Jet Groove on TikTok.
And guys, if you one thing we've been considering is for the new human to be, we're thinking about starting a family like YouTube channel. Not sure if we should, but we've been thinking about starting one. So if that is interesting,
I would watch it because your baby will be.
We are going to.
Oh, yes.
We are going to compete with Sheena Mawani and Tread.
No, there's no competition with that.
We can beat them. We can do it.
So you got some high hopes, sir.
We can do it bloody. We can do it.
But yeah, so
I
would
I would follow you. I would follow you. All right, so make sure you check out their TikToks, and if they have the family channel, I promise you I will put it in the community tab so you guys can subscribe to that as well. And another quick housekeeping. Yes, I know, guys, that I have not done a Motherland Fort Salem since the first episode. I think it's the first 2 episodes. Again, lots of shit was going on. I also was recovering from COVID, so there's a lot going on. But I promise you that is happening this week too. I am trying to get all of my stuff back on track. Fingers crossed, and I'm trying to do it around court cases and lawyer meetings and all this other shit that's happening. So it's just a lot going on. So, but I am going to do a catch up. I promise you on Motherland Fort Salem as well. So be on the lookout for that. All right, guys, if it is day for you, have a good day. If it is night for you, have a good night. And we will see you in the next stream and video. Bye.